Well, well, well. So it looks like preseason games are starting to begin. I think we've had one Thursday. We're going to have one tonight. But the one that we're the most interested in is the one that's coming on tomorrow. And that is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Seattle Seahawks. And so tomorrow we're going to do I guess it'll be our first pregame show of the year, talking about the Seattle Seahawks. But nevertheless, we're also going to talk about it a little bit here today too. But the big story today is we didn't get a chance to listen to it yesterday or last night. Is we're going to listen to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is talking all things Cowboys, and in particular, he's talking about the Micah Parsons trade and an incredible story as it applies to one Quentin Williams. And I think it's a story that everybody needs to see if you are truly a Dallas Cowboys fan. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Here we go. Here we go again. Some of y'all were on Cowboys after dark, and I mean it was way after dark. I believe it was somewhere around 5 a.m. And here we are again, about 12 hours later, back to it, talking Cowboys. Let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hype this live up. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up on this channel this season. So, without further ado, let's talk facts. So this is going to be our show today. We got another jam-packed show. We're going to see if we can get it all in. But we did not listen to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference. I want to listen to that today because it's going to go into the Seattle Seahawks game that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. Then we're going to listen to Jerry Jones. He gave a press conference yesterday, I believe. Also, Thursday. It might have been Thursday. Nevertheless, Jerry Jones had a press conference talking about Cowboys, talking about Micah Parsons, Quentin Williams, everything, you name it. Then Kenny Clark was on the Up and Adams show. Want to listen to that, see what he had to say. We also got Phil Maffa talk to Nicole Hutchison. Very interested in what Phil Maffa has to say. Then we're going to go on over to 105.3 The Fan. Brian Schottenheimer. Not Brian. We may listen to Bill Broadus, but I also want to hear a little bit from Mickey Spagnola talking about the Cowboys quarterback situation. Then we're going to look at the Cowboys roster, and we're going to ask the question of who should play against the Seahawks tomorrow and how much should they play. And then finally, I didn't get a chance to change this, but we will not be looking at the best plays. We've already looked at those. We will be talking about other news that could possibly concern the Dallas Cowboys. And I'll be honest with you, this Jaden Daniels story has me absolutely cracking up, and we'll probably talk somewhat about that. I think I got DeMarion Overshown also. I might have forgot to put that down. But nevertheless, Cowboy fans, don't y'all worry. We have a lot to occupy our time over the next couple of hours or more. So that's the show for today. Gonna have a fantastic show. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Let's go, let's get it. Hey, roll call. Let's go. Rip Ripple is first in the building. What up, Rip Ripple? Good to see you. Brandon Cup is in the building. I'll get to you, Dak Prescott. I appreciate you. You got a lot. Oh, wait. No, it's Frank Lawrence. My man, Frank Lawrence. First in the building. What is going on? He said, G, you're an Iron Man back after 4+ hours. Cowboys After Dark, let's go. Man, I gotta get it. Gotta get it. What's going on, Queen? The Queen. What's going on? Good to see you. Big Moss Dog is in the building. Thank God any day it is. And especially thank God it's Friday. Doomsday. What is going on? Yeah, I think this defense, I've already talked about it, Doomsday. I may hit on it again. But I think because of the teams we're playing, and people don't realize it, we're really only playing about three, two, maybe one elite quarterback, one great quarterback, and about 3 good quarterbacks. No, this defense should do well this year. It absolutely. We're gonna have our hands full with some of those defenses, but offensively, our defense should be able to handle its own. John Henry, what is going on? Thomas Solo in the building. What is going on? What is going on? Marvin Mays is in the building. What is going on? Jeremy Betts. Now, y'all make sure that if you don't want to be in the mobile view, you can hit the 3 little dots, I believe, and you can choose the mobile view so that you don't have that vertical view on your phone. On your computer, on your television, or if you want to turn your phone sideways and have full screen, hit those 3 dots and you can turn it back to the full screen view of the stream. Lynn from the 903 again, what's going on? Roosevelt in the building. Dak Stresscott is in the building. Mark Davis, best smelling man on YouTube. Not because I smelled him, but because he has a great fragrance channel and he has a fragrance collection second to none. What's going on? Blaine is in the building. Carl Williams, what is going on? Gregory, wait, that's it. Gregory Hicks. Hold on, Gregory Hicks, what's going on? Oh, I love this thing. Dak Elite, cry about it. I like it. Dak Elite, cry about it. Derek Jones, what up, Derek Jones? Larry Hunter in the building. Mr. Get Dirty, what's going on, Mr. Get Dirty? What's going on? Juice Main in the building. What up, Juice Main? Demetrius Noel in the building. What's going on? Yeah, G, Sandman, this morning I'm going to win no matter what you do. Man, boy, yeah, I was struggling this morning, but hey, to God be the glory. Eric Folks. What up, Eric Folks? Ronan the Voice. DeMarcus, what's going on? Thomas Gold Rain. What up, Thomas Gold Rain? Good to see you. Rose in the building. What up, Ken Lee? What's going on? Janet Collins, what's up? Kippy, what's going on? Okay, you said Jerry talking too much. All right, let me see, because I didn't listen to this one. I thought the one he gave with Kay Adams was good. Hadn't listened to this one yet, so we're going to see what it do. Dak Van for life in the building. Trey Yates, what's going on? Good to see you. Okay, wait. So we got Dak Stress Not, and then we got Dak Stress Cot. Okay. I'm sorry, Dak Stress Not. We got Dak Stress Not. We got Dak Stress Not, and we got Dak Stress Cot. Tommy Solo, you said, what's that fragrance that smells like Bubblicious gum? The fragrance that smells like Bubblicious gum is Rayhan Aloha. It opens up like a burst of Bubblicious gum, boy. And it dries down powdery sweet. Boy, you're gonna smell delicious everywhere you go. Boy, you gonna smell delicious. Dak Stress Guy said, welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys, and we talk facts. Come in, hit the like button, let your opinion be heard. Also, please keep the chat clean. Mark Davis, have you smelt that Rayhan Aloha? Boy. Brother was walking around yesterday smelling like Bubblicious gum and cotton candy. Oh yeah. Now everybody don't like them kind of smells. Everybody can't deal with them kind of smells, but I like sweet smells, I like citrus smells, fresh smells, and then I like manly. Hey man, I just like them all, but I really like them sweet smells, man. All right, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. But y'all gotta be careful, man. Hey, some women don't like them sweet smells. Some of them don't like them sweet smells. Some women like the manly smells. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Best chat on YouTube. Best chat on YouTube. All right. Yeah, I'm with you, DeMarcus. Can't wait to see the Warriors in action, man. It's your boy Timothy Johnson is in the building. What's going on? It's your boy again, he says. Yeah, we're getting close to football. Real close. Blaine, put your Mark Davis, put the what's it called? Man, I'm sorry. I've been up I was up all night. Put the link to your fragrance channel in the description again. Crazy Cowboy 72 in the building. What up? Terrell Senior said he at the fragrance store right now. You about to try it out, bro. I'm telling you. You'd open up like bubblicious gum. And then by the time it dry down, oh man, you smelling like cotton candy up in here, boy. Smelling like cotton candy. Yeah, Tommy Solo says sweet smells of day colognes at night is Fahrenheit. You like that Fahrenheit and Dracon? Yes, sir. Hey, Tommy Solo. And then I'm gonna move on. I'm about to put you up on game, Tommy Solo. If you want an incredible evening fragrance to take the place of that Fahrenheit and that Dracon, and it's sweet, but it's really manly sweet because it's got that you got that apple and tobacco note, I think it is. Valentino Coral Fantasy. Boy, ooh. If Mark Davis in the chat, he'll tell you. Valentino, for all the men out there, and even some of you women who like to wear those men's scents, because a lot of them are unisex today. Valentino Coral Fantasy. Boy. Ooh-wee. Now, I'm telling you right now, you cannot wear this on a hot day in the daytime with the sun beaming down on you. You might pass out. You can't wear it. You cannot wear it in the heat when it's hot and the sun beaming. That's kind of where you wear your aloha. That's when you wear your nice citrus smells. Like one of my favorites right now, Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill, even though it costs a grip. But if you want to smell good in the evening, you're going to take your wife, you're going to take your girlfriend out, you're going to take her out and, you want to show her, hey, you know what, I how you really feel about her? You want to kind of be close? Oh, my, Valentino Coral Fantasy. Man, I'm telling you right now. Man, my son put me up on game on it. Put me up on game. Valentino Coral Fantasy. Woo-wee. Boy, you wear that stuff out, everybody gonna be asking, what do you have on? Ooh, boy. Man, I'm trying to put y'all up on game, man. I'm trying to get y'all some snuggles, man. I'm trying to put y'all up on game. Boy. Ooh-wee. Man, you want, boy, as they say, you want to apply some extreme pressure on your lady? Get you some Valentino Coral Fantasy. And ladies, if you want to put some pressure on your man, get the Valentino, I forgot what they call it for women, but they make the Coral Fantasy for women too. Ooh-wee. Oh, it's just pressure, man. Woo! Ooh-wee. Boy, no, I feel, I'm trying to tell you, boy, you put that Coral Fantasy on, you gonna have some bite marks, boy. Yes, sir. Ooh-wee. Man, hey, DeMarcus, he trying to find a wife too. That's why he smells so good. That's why he smells so good. All right, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Y'all, we gonna have some fun today. Thank God it's Friday. Cowboys playing tomorrow. So We didn't get a chance to listen to Brian Schottenheimer the other day. So I really like the way Brian Schottenheimer's been moving. Brian Schottenheimer has been actively, unlike any coach I've seen since Jimmy Johnson with the Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer has been actively being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And what do I mean by actively? He is putting himself in hold on. I gotta hold on, Tommy Solo. Don't you be buying no cologne on Sheen, bro. Hey, come on, man. Don't you buy no cologne on Sheen, man. I'm sorry. That ain't where you go buy cologne, man. That ain't where you go buy cologne. Now, if you want a good discount, it's Joma Shop. JOMASHOP. That's where you go to get cheap prices and no fake colognes. Man, don't go on no doggone shit. That stuff ain't gonna last 15 seconds, bro. That stuff ain't gonna last 15 seconds, bro. Don't you go on no doggone Sheen. Now, I ain't opposed to people going to buy some good deals on clothing on Sheen. Don't put it in the washing machine too many times. I'm just telling you. But as far as colognes go, don't you go out there and get no doggone. Don't you get your no colognes from no Sheen, man. All right, so this is Brian Schottenheimer. He's actively being the coach. He's letting Clayton Adams call plays so that he can evaluate defense and offense, go back and forth, and all these things. So now what I'm really interested in is, will he allow Clayton Adams to call plays during the preseason? Now, the thing that I'm finding to be kind of ironic here is I think what's going on is Shotty has found a way to not let people see what he's going to be doing. So he's letting Clayton Adams get some calls. Hold on, Ty Howard, you said the discount is jomashop.com. JOMASHOP.com. Yeah, should have spelled that who's that? Like Twister. JOMASH. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm playing. I'm playing. I was up all night. I'm sorry, man. I was up all night. But I'm wondering if he's going to let Clayton Adams call plays in the preseason. Because it seems like to me, Shotty has found another way. He's found another way to be vanilla without saying he's being vanilla. Brian Schottenheimer knows that Clayton Adams isn't the play caller that he is. And if you look at the way Clayton Adams likes to call plays, Clayton Adams likes to call a lot of run plays. Duh. That's why Dallas brought him in here to help improve the run game. And he's done a great job. But as far as understanding the passing game and where everybody is supposed to be lined up, he's already made it clear he's not quite there yet on that part. He's not quite there yet. So this is Brian training him, preparing him and Christian Parker for the fast track, because I'm telling y'all right now, after the Cowboys get a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 seasons, if not 2, Clayton Adams and Christian Parker are going to be head coaches. Y'all might not realize it, but the Cowboys have actually put together a Super Bowl staff. We are going to witness over the next few years that there is going to be a tree, dare I say, there's going to be a Brian Schottenheimer tree. Yeah, there's going to be a Brian Schottenheimer coaching tree. You watch what I tell you. There's going to be a Brian Schottenheimer coaching tree, simply meaning that once you are successful in this league, people come in and they basically rob you of all your coaches. And that is a sheer sign of success. It's a sheer sign of success. They basically come and rob you of all your players. Okay, Crazy Cowboys, it should give you the option of going full screen. It should give you the option. I'll look at it in just a moment when we start listening to Brian Schottenheimer. So, Brian Schottenheimer, man, he is doing another fantastic and masterful job where now he is able to do some of the same things he did last year, but do them more strategically. So, bringing up Clayton Adams while at the same time hiding from everyone what he's really going to be doing. And even when you think about the defense, I think what they're going to show you on defense, alignments, not all of the alignments, but the alignments, basic alignments, making sure they know where they're going to be, making sure they're filling in all their gaps, their rotations, all of those things. So they're doing a masterful job on this. Masterful job. I love it. Jaden, I haven't decided yet if I'm doing the live stream. I got to figure out what time the game is going to be. Y'all let me know what time the game is going to be, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do. I know I'm going to do a pregame and postgame show. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go live during the game, but I'll let you know. But I know there will be a pregame and postgame show. All right, man, let's get this show started. Without further ado, here's Brian Schottenheimer. Hold on a second. Frank Lawrence, let me see what he said. Frank Lawrence said, no coaching tree. It's unacceptable that Jerry Jones allows any Top Gun coaches to walk after 30 years of meeting. Frank Lawrence, you said keep the game together. Man, hey, Frank, it's going to be hard to keep them when they're trying to make them head coaches. Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep them. Because the only way they can go is up. That's it. Okay, Crazy Cowboys. Okay, 7 p.m. Central. Okay, gotcha. All right, this is Brian Schottenheimer. Let's go.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Your 2 first-round picks. Do you need to see both of them on Saturday night in a preseason game?
We're still working through the rotations, who's going to play. I think at some point they'll both play a little bit of football. But we're working through that now and, get through today's practice and have a few more meetings to finalize it, but I would expect you'll probably see both of them play a little bit.
How would you assess where you are with your backup quarterbacks?
Okay, now we're going to talk about this a little bit more later on, but who should play? And Calvin Watkins just asked basically, you already know he's talking about Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. And we're going to talk about this more. But y'all kind of tell me where y'all are on this. I'm not sure about Caleb Downs playing, but I am sure about Malachi Lawrence playing, if that makes sense. Caleb Downs should be playing. I mean, Caleb Downs would be very limited for me. I don't even know if I'd let Caleb Downs play. I don't know if I'd even let Caleb Downs play. Caleb Downs is a starter. So I really don't need. I've seen enough from Caleb Downs to where I'm good. I don't need to see Caleb Downs play. I don't need to see him play. Caleb Downs can sit over there with the starters. Malachi Lawrence, on the other hand, because he's from a smaller school and he's not used to this speed, I want Malachi Lawrence to play. Because I don't think Malachi Lawrence is going to be as pivotal for the season as Caleb Downs is. And if I do let Caleb Downs play, I might give him 2 series. But for Malachi Lawrence, I want Malachi Lawrence to play an entire half. I really do. If I'm the Cowboys, I want him, even if it's not an entire half, I actually want to play him the equivalent of an entire half. I want to play him situationally. With Malachi Lawrence, I want him in the game situationally. coming in for pass rush situations is what I would want Malachi Lawrence. So I definitely want him to play because I think he needs more reps at this level of the game, than maybe Caleb Downs does, if that makes sense. So for me, Caleb Downs, maybe 2 series. Malachi Lawrence, I want him to be an entire half in some way, form, or fashion. And we'll talk more about this later on. Yeah, y'all say the reps, y'all think the rookies need some reps. Yeah, I would, like I said, Caleb Downs, I wouldn't necessarily be, like I said, maybe a couple of series. Or if there's a long series, 1 series. Malachi Lawrence, though, no, I need Malachi Lawrence to get it in. I really do. Because we got more depth at his position, per se. We got more depth at his position, and I think that he will not play as much as Caleb Downs. He will be in spot duty all year long, so I might want to get him used to that equivalent of a half, situational football, working him in. Yeah. Yeah, Jaden Justin said put them in bubble wrap, then put them in bubble wrap the rest of the way. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Let them play a little bit and then put them in bubble wrap, yeah. Oh, Frank Lawrence, I want Michael Trigg to play a whole half too. Michael Trigg, whole half. What up, Kirk Womax? Lawrence need to play. Yeah, I think Lawrence needs a lot of play. I would give him the equivalent of a half. I would actually be playing Malachi Lawrence throughout the entire game. I would. There will be blood. I got to go get my cowboy hat. You're right. Yeah, I got to go get my cowboy hat, especially before the season starts. Yeah, so let's check it. Let's this more shot of here.
I'm assuming you want to get that settled at some point this summer.
Yeah, I think it's been a very highly competitive contest. I think, Joe's, talent and ability to throw the football and athleticism jumps off the practice field when you see it. I think Sam's doing a great job of moving the team. But at the end of the day, the preseason games, they're going to play really the entire preseason, and that's where the bulk of the evaluation will be. But I would say it's a very good back and forth.
Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboys, after watching the film.
I'm pretty sure as you watch Sam Howell, because, we really hadn't seen a lot of them. We've seen some things, but I don't think we've seen enough to really get a really good feel on Sam Howell and Joe Milton. But I would not be surprised if Sam Howell beat out Joe Milton, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Joe Milton beats out Sam Howell on athleticism. I'm sure that Sam Howell is probably a better overall quarterback than Joe Milton, but arm strength, I don't know where Joe Milton is on his accuracy yet, but I have seen a couple of good passes in the preseason. But if you want that element of being able to run the ball, which Sam Howell can do some, I don't know if he can do it on the level of Joe Milton. But yeah, I agree. This is probably a pretty good quarterback battle that we're watching between these two guys.
Can you give us an assessment of scrimmage and how you guys did?
Yeah, marked a couple notes. I thought we were really good in the red zone offensively. Really nice job. Turp had a couple touchdowns. CD had a couple touchdowns. Really good physicality in the run game, against, what I think is a very physical defense. We didn't block movement very well up front in the run game. We got to get our eyes up. It's kind of been something consistent even through camp. Offensive line blocking, got to get their eyes up, anticipating movement. On defense, I thought the play style was felt. The demeanor, the way these guys attacked it, I thought the turnovers were great, and there was a couple, when I say turnovers, a couple fourth down stops as well. Areas we need to improve. A little bit soft in coverage. A few times it was a little bit airy. I mean, this is a very tight match group, but some mental errors and things like that provided too much space that we haven't really done. So get to the bottom of that. And on special teams, we were absolutely dominant on the outside with the gunners and the vice work that we did. It was really cool to see, showed it to the team this morning, and areas we need to improve on teams. Punt protection, from our splits, our alignment, how we punch and strike. But overall, I thought it was a very competitive deal. And, like I said, the film showed that our guys played the right way.
Blues had a good camp, but he had to fumble. What's the message? What did you talk to him about after that?
Yeah, ball can't go on the ground. But one fumble doesn't make for camp. He's having a really good camp, both he and Phil Maffa. I thought he rebounded.
Hold on. Hold on. This sounds like a different Brian Schottenheimer on Jaden Blue. Do y'all remember this conversation last year? Shotty says Jaden Blue can't put the ball on the ground. But unlike last year, when he started saying he's got to be more like Javonte and he's got to do this and he's got to do that, what did he say this time? He bounced back. I don't know why people want this man to fail. Jaden Blue is a part of the plan. I said it last year and I'm going to say it again. He was always a part of the plan. Jaden Blue, even though people are saying he's running back 2, I'm not classifying Jaden Blue as running back 2. I'm classifying Jaden Blue as his own thing. Jaden Blue is not only going to be a change of pace, he's going to be screens, sweeps. I believe they'll use him in the passing game. They're going to try to get Jaden Blue in space. So Jaden Blue is a part of the plan. Phil Maffa is the one I'm more interested in seeing, is can he actually be Javonte Williams' backup? It's Phil Maffa, because Phil Maffa is the true big back on the team. He's bigger than Javonte. He's big. Of course, he's bigger than Jaden Blue. Phil Maffa is bigger than every running back on the team last time I checked. He is the guy who you want to be the Javonte Williams backup. Jaden Blue is the change of pace, his own thing. I believe they're going to have a Jaden Blue package. I don't think it's about him being a backup.
From that, had some of his more physical runs, inside in the A and the B gaps. And there's a cool crack replace play where he was up on the corner and put his shoulder down. I thought that was really cool. So, he knows he's got to protect the ball, but didn't overcoach it.
Brian Tauler, after the
yes.
weekend, you talked to us a little bit about the leadership council. Can you kind of bring us through the
Yeah, you ain't lying, Tommy Solo. He ain't wearing them Louis Vuitton cleats. Yeah. Brandon Cub said Blue won't fumble, but he has to adapt to the gadget player period. Yes, Maffa is a hammer. Yeah, see, Maffa is actually Javonte Williams' backup, if you ask me. Yeah, Blaine said that's who needs to get a lot of touches tomorrow is Blue. Now, I think what they're going to do with Blue, I think they're classifying Blue as one of those guys they got packages for him. He's going to be a big part of the plan. I'm not going to be surprised, because if you think about what we listened to Jaden Blue say last night, Blaine, Jaden Blue said hopefully he can bust, I think he might have said a 68-yarder or maybe a 98-yarder, one of the two, that he could bust a big run so he doesn't have to be in the game anymore. Yeah, I know exactly what he's saying. Yeah, he's already a part of the plan. That's what people don't understand. He's already a part of the plan. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks about him. He's a part of the plan. Yeah, Baz United said last year Shotty was all over Blue's work ethic and consistency. I think Jaden Blue has impressed him this year. I think he's impressed him. And so that's why, like he just said, I'm not going to overcoach it. Yeah, I'm not going to overcoach it. I'm not going to rip him to pieces. Excuse me, I'm not going to rip him to pieces in the court of public opinion. Yeah. Freddie Morales, El Chico in the building.
announce how much you meet, what y'all talk about, why you think it's so important?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, it's their council. It's not mine. We kind of created it as a coaching staff and, selecting the guys. But, I'm not very involved with it, Todd. They're going to meet about every 2 weeks. They'll report back to me. A couple of them will come to me, not all of them, not all 11, and hit me with issues, ideas, suggestions, things like that. But it's really just about giving them a voice. And like we talked about the other day, I didn't have conditioning planned, and they decided they wanted to run. What's that tell you? It tells you that they realize and they believe that what we're telling them about the science of, conditioning matters. And there's a lot of strong leaders in that locker room, and it's not just the 11 in the leadership council.
Dak has had so much responsibility over the years, especially as a leader. Does this lessen the load on him in your mind at all? That he doesn't have to be the guy?
Yeah, I think Dak feels, he's always going to have a voice. And he's the quarterback of this football team. He's earned that right. He's a natural leader anyways, but I do believe that. I do think that that's important, helping guys that, maybe, initially are still, learning things about me, Kenny and Quinnen, I want those guys to speak up. And so it's really cool that, those guys step up before Dak has to say things. And so you're only as good as your locker room is led. There's going to be adversity this season. And I think, again, those 11 guys will do a great job. But I also believe that the other guys, they monitor themselves very, very well.
John Michaud with The Athletic. How did you come out of that practice health-wise, and do you have any update on Jason Barham?
Yeah, really nothing to report. Really the only thing that's different, MVS will miss practice today. We're getting a look at his knee. Nothing we're overly concerned about. Devin Moore will work back into practice, John. And then Childress, Barham, and Bullard are all doing well, progressing. Zion's actually ahead of schedule, and Barham will start to move around a little bit more. He's close, but we'll see if he'll be able to make it for the game.
Then with that first depth chart coming out for this preseason game, there was an or with Kobe Durant, Savon Rebel. What do you need to see in that battle, I guess, for that other starting spot?
Yeah, watch these guys compete. We still got a ton of practices left. Don't know how much those guys will play in the preseason.
I'm not going to be surprised if Jason Barham don't play.
Watch him compete. I thought Vaughn had a terrific day the other day. Really battled. A couple back shoulder fade to Devontae that he broke up, double move to Puka Nacua, where he broke it up. But Kobe's an absolute dog in his play style. Just the guy's an absolute maniac out there, and I love it. So fun battle. You add the nickel part into it as well, and so Kobe has that ability. So just watch these guys keep competing.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. As you guys have seen a lot of practices out here on the grass offensively, where have you seen Clayton Adams' influence from this offseason specifically show up the most?
Great question. I don't think it's anything, schematically. I think it's his command in the meetings. I don't install passes anymore. He'll do a lot of the passes, does a great job with the passes. It's kind of good for me to listen because it, makes my creative juices get going, curiosity, how you can complement things and stuff like that. But just his command of the entire system, not just the run game. He's way more than just a run game coordinator. He's truly an offensive coordinator now, and that's why.
Okay, one of those links, I just put the link in the description. One of those links is actually the regular view if you don't want the cell phone view. I think you can click on that and get the regular view, if I'm not mistaken.
I've allowed him to call some plays throughout training camp. He called the 2-minute and the one call-it period we had against the Rams, and might let him call some in the preseason. I'll probably do most of it, but probably let him call some because he's earned the right to do that.
The assistants the other day were raving about his gap scheme knowledge and how he's brought that to this outfit over the last 2 years. Where have you seen that show up in y'all's offensive season?
Yeah, I think, we showed last year that, we have the ability to get our pads square. Double teams are great in this business. Anytime you can double team great players and get movement and knock guys back, it opens up running seams. And I would say he is a master at it, and, we're always going to be a zone team. That's what you do when you have keeps and movements and things like that, because it marries. But I do think that, what we didn't have maybe the last couple of years before Clayton got here was the commitment that gap schemes, and when I say gap schemes, I'm also talking about duo, gap with no pulls. I think that's in vogue right now a little bit in the National Football League.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. Dak was talking
You know, Frank Lawrence, you make a great point right here. This is one of the things that I'm going to be really paying attention to, even with the third guys. I want to really pay attention to the penalties. I really want to pay attention to the penalties. And I also wonder, too, is that maybe even the starters not playing in the preseason, that if they played a couple of drives in the preseason, maybe it would help their concentration to be able to deal with penalties. I mean, for the starters, the preseason starts at the beginning of the season. For the non-starters, they start when preseason starts. So I just wonder, what's going on, Quinn? What up, Quinn? Yeah, Cup, I agree. I feel Shotty is going with Blue and Maffa. Plus, Clayton has some say, in my opinion. He knows running for sure, so we got to consider Clayton. Yeah. But, I'm telling you now, Blue is a part of the plan. There's no doubt about it. 411 Shirley, what's going on? What up, Mike T? Yeah, DeMarcus, I'm wondering what they're going to look like. DeMarcus said that penalties have been the Cowboys' problem. He's been saying the same thing as well. So this is the one thing that it's the one thing that we can't gauge in the preseason. We can't gauge it from training camp. I mean, so I'm very interested to see how that turns out.
The other day about how sometimes during that joint practice it's difficult to discern what a gain is in the run. Now that you go into a preseason game and you have pads on, you can go to the ground. How much more do you feel like you can get from your running backs, and how much are you looking forward to seeing what they can do now that it is going to the ground?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about the running back room that we've built. I think, Javonte probably won't get a whole lot of run this preseason.
No.
So Jaden and Phil are going to get a bunch of work. They're in a tight battle for the backup running back spot. And Malik Davis, I've talked about Izzy. I mean, Izzy's a guy that keeps showing out. He had a good scrimmage against the Rams the other day. He's explosive speed guy. He's got good size. And then, Ja'Shawn Corbin that we brought in. I mean, he picked right up where he left off. He caught up to those 5 or 6 installs that he was behind. And, we'll roll those guys through pretty well.
Now, I guess people can kind of hear what they want to hear when they're listening to Brian Schottenheimer talk. People can hear what they want to hear. But when I listen to the Abani Conda statement that Shotty just made, I don't think he gave anybody any indication that Abani Conda was in the running for running back 2 or 3. I don't know. I guess, people can hear that if they want to. I didn't hear anything about Abani Conda being in the running for the number 3 running. Forget number 2. The number 3 running back spot. I just clearly heard Brian Schottenheimer say that the race for the backup running back 2 position is between Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa. And that Malik Davis is doing well. Now let's go back to his thesis statement. His thesis statement is, I like the running back room we have put together. That's the thesis statement. So when he talks about each one of these running backs, he's just simply saying, thesis statement. I like the running back room we put together. And then now he talks about how all of them are doing well. Yeah. It's that simple. It's that simple. Abani Conda, Conda, Jayshon Corbin. I could easily see one of them, if not both of them, be a practice squad player. One of them or both of them be a practice squad player. Bazzi said, not the Corbin talk again, G. Would cut run. Man, hey. Camp body. Camp body. Let's see what they got just in case. Let them push Maffa. Let them push Jaden Blue. Let them push Malik Davis. I think the running back room is going to be as follows. Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, Malik Davis. That is the Cowboys' running room. I believe that's the running room. I don't know. I'm not sure how many running backs do they keep on the active roster. But if it's 3, those are the 3. It's Jaden Blue. It's Javonte. If it's 4, if it's 4, it's Javonte Williams, Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue, Malik Davis. I think that's the running back room. One of those other 2 guys, they're going to be on the practice squad. Yeah, they're going to be on the practice squad, man. Yeah, Crazy Cowboys. That's it. Williams, Maffa, Blue, and Davis. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Because, as I said earlier, well, for people who was on Cowboys After Dark last night, you're not telling me that you are serious about replacing Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, or Malik Davis, going and get Jayshon Corbin and a Conda. No, you're not. No disrespect to those young men. No, you're not. That's old Cowboys ways of thinking. Going out to get retreads to try to be impactful on your team. Did y'all notice we didn't do that this year in free agency? We didn't go get retreads. We went and got players from winning teams who are on the cusp of breaking out, who played major roles on those winning teams last year. We didn't go get players that are retreads. Those 2 running backs fit into the old ways of thinking and the old ways Cowboys did things. They're retreads. You're just, okay, let's see if they can push the guys who we want to be the starters who are already the starters. If you're serious about, you're not so sure about Davis, Maffa, Blue, we looked at the list last night. Those 2 running backs are not what I go get if I want to replace those doggone running backs I have. Stop it. No doggone way. No doggone way. No. Jaden Blue is a part of the plan. Yeah, Blaine, we was on last night. Man, it started at 12:30 a.m. We didn't get done till about 5, somewhere in there. Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling with Shotty.
The NFL just designated a rule where you can now designate a coach to throw a challenge flag for. You've talked a lot about how much you like Ryan Feeder. Is that something you would be willing to do?
If Feeder can throw it from the upper deck in the press box and get it on the field in time, I would do that. But since he probably can't, it might float. I'll still do it.
Brian, Dan Greenspan, Associated Press. You said something at the end of Saturday's availability I wanted to follow up on. You were talking about how extensive your playbook is at this point. What's your process like for editing and getting things down to where you feel like you have enough variety, but also the ability for the players to execute it well?
Yeah, we have 3, categories that we kind of end up putting our plays into. There's a primary section, which is something that's going to be in every week, like the players just know it. That would be your bread and butter. There's secondary type plays that we like those versus certain teams, certain coordinators, certain coverage families, certain fronts in the running game. And then game plan specific is maybe in 2 or 3 times a year. So by putting them into categories, it helps the players understand, okay, I got to know the finest details of this because this is going to be in each and every week as we dress it up. The secondary plays are probably in, I'd say, little less than half the game plans, maybe half, depending on, who we're playing, and then game plan specific are sprinkled. It's a good way for us to help them understand how much they need to be an expert in those schemes. We want to be experts in all of them, but, the primary plays they have to know inside and out.
Yeah, because we already know every team does it. The bread and butter plays, they have them. They have and then you go situationally after that. Hunter Lipke is going to be on the team. He's under contract. They don't know what to do with Hunter Lipke, so we're going to continue to waste money with Hunter Lipke. Hunter Lipke is going to be like those shoes you get to wear with one outfit. You think you're going to wear those shoes with a whole bunch of outfits, and then you realize those shoes only work with one outfit, and the one outfit, you can't really wear that one outfit all the time. A nice outfit, but you don't wear it all the time. Cowboys don't know what to do with Hunter Lipke. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Schoonmaker. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I would hope they would trade him. I really do. I hope Schoonmaker is traded to somebody. I wish they would call up the Chargers and ask the Chargers. Hey, Harbaugh, he was with you in Michigan. I mean, what would you give us for him? I really would. I would see if I could send Schoonmaker to Harbaugh. I do. See what you can get for him. Yeah, Bazzy and I, boy, we was up last night late, man. We was up late last night, boy. That ain't for everybody right there. Katharina Kids, what's going on? That ain't for everybody right there staying up that late.
Dave Loffner, Cowboys Radio 105.3, The Fan. By virtue of the CBA, obviously you have less padded practices, a lot of walkthroughs. That tends to make you play higher. You come up here, so that's all I got them. And then things get real, and your pad level may not be where you want it. So I'm just curious, when you looked at the tape with the Rams, was the pad level where you wanted it?
Yeah, I think, you're always going to coach it, especially when you're not going to the ground, babe. I mean, when you're not going to the ground on defense, you're not going to maybe get as low. Showed a clip of a little run that we had off tackle to the right, a little toss scheme, and DJ Rogers was coming out and he was on the corner, and young player, rookie, and the corners can't cut big guys anymore, but DJ got a little high, and so the corner just went to take him on, and he ended up flipping DJ up over the top of him because he wasn't low enough. So Seattle's going to be taking us to the ground, and we're going to be taking them to the ground. So pad level will be emphasized, but it's real. I mean, you can't do it as much in practice.
Yeah, Bernard Fields, Lipke and some penny loafers, man. They don't know what to do with this man, bro. They don't know what the heck to do with this man. The Cowboys extended Hunter Lipke to me out of fear. They know he good. They know he talented. But when you add George Pickens to the mix, they don't know what the heck to do with him now. You got to realize, and a lot of y'all do realize this. We're not running a quote-unquote traditional offense like a lot of people do. We're running 11 personnel. We're running one tight end, one running back, and 3 wide receivers most of the time. We're doing a lot of damage, unlike a lot of teams, because they can't do this. But we do a lot of damage out of 11 personnel. That doesn't really leave a lot of room for Hunter Lipke. The only way you can use Hunter Lipke is, the only way you can use Hunter Lipke is, what do? You let him be one of the tight ends? I mean, what do you do with that? George Pickens fundamentally changed how this offense runs. He fundamentally changed it. Because what do you have? You have 5 down linemen, that's 5. 3 wide receivers, that's 8. That only leaves room for 3 more players on your offense. Quarterback, that's 9. Running back, that's 10. The only thing left at that other position is, tight end. That's 11. So you got tight end, quarterback, running back, 5 down linemen, and 3 wide receivers. Where does Hunter Lipke fit in? Where does Hunter Lipke fit in? Where does he fit in? Now, if you go into the 13 personnel, if you go into 13, I guess maybe you could kind of work him in, but I just don't know where do you work Hunter. I don't know where do you work Hunter Lipke in. That's the Cowboys' problem. They don't know how to work him in because they got now not two. Now they have three prolific wide receivers. You got George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. That's your number one wide receivers. Your second wide receiver is Ryan Flanoy. There is no room for a third wide receiver. Where do you work Hunter Lipke in? Because you're not going to put him in the backfield by himself. The only way you can use him is line him up at tight end. It's just not going to, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, Tony Hubbard, that's what he does well, special teams. And I guess maybe that's what they got him for, special teams. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike T. They should use him somewhat like Moose. They should. He's good enough. He's good enough. But I don't think they know what to do with him.
Louis Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. Toward the end of the practice against the Rams, Guyton had pointed and took himself out. And he didn't get looked at the trainers. About 2-3 plays, and he went back in. Was he tired? Do you know anything?
Yeah, he just got banged on the elbow. He was fine. Same elbow. He just got banged. And it really wasn't him. I took him out. Yeah.
Joe.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. When you guys drafted Savone Revel, you talked a lot about his press man ability. Obviously, I think we're kind of seeing it a little bit out here. How has he gone from the potential of being a good press man corner to showing it out here?
Yeah, the confidence is real. I think, anytime you go up against the type of receivers that he goes up against every day is great. It's a little bit like I talked about, I think, with the pass rush versus the tackles. Like, the good news of going up against, Puka and Devontae is, like, he sees CD and George every day. He's got.
Yeah, don't worry about Michael Trigg. Michael Trigg getting on the field. Yeah, I don't think Michael Trigg gonna be like I don't think Trigg's gonna be like Lipke. No, you know what to do with Trigg. You know what to do with Trigg. Trigg gives you so many options. Let's think about what Michael Trigg brings to your team. So let's say the Cowboys want to run instead of 11 personnel. Let's say the Cowboys want to run 12 personnel. Let's say instead of having 3 wideouts, the Cowboys want to run 2 wideouts. Michael Trigg is about, I don't know exactly what they're going to do with Michael Trigg, but Michael Trigg is the only tight end that gives the Cowboys the ability to do what I'm about to explain. Michael Trigg is the type of tight end. You can play 12 personnel and still be playing 11 personnel. Anybody get where I'm going? You can play 12 personnel with Trigg and still be playing 11 personnel. 1 running back, that's the one. The second number is the number of tight ends. 12 personnel. You could literally put Michael Trigg and Jake Ferguson out there at the same time and let them both line up at tight end. And then you can split Michael Trigg out wide in the slot and still be playing 11 personnel while you're playing 12 personnel. They got a lot of options with Michael Trigg. Michael Trigg will allow this team to do some things that they can't do with the tight ends they have before they got him. Because Ferguson is good, but he's not as athletic as Michael Trigg. I don't think he has the hands that Michael Trigg has. He can block better than Michael Trigg. Brevin Span forward, big body, blocks better than probably all the tight ends. Can catch. You're not going to get run after the catch. You're not going to get amazing hands, but you can use him too. But Trigg is really a wide receiver disguised in a tight end body. That's what Michael Trigg is. He's a wide receiver. He's just too doggone big to be a wide receiver. Trigg is going to give the Cowboys so many options. The question is, when will they start to use those options? Because I'm telling you, he gives you a bunch of options, man. He gives you a bunch of options. If you can turn him into a better blocker, which I do believe they will do in the NFL, if you can turn him into a better blocker, man, Trigg is going to give you so many options. It's sickening. Trigg is going to give you options, man, that are sickening. I'm telling us, he won't be Hunter Lipke. No, they're going to use him. You watch what I tell you. They're going to use Michael Trigg. They're going to use Trigg. You watch what I tell you. Stephen White, you said Mingo over Trigg. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Mingo can kick rocks. For me, anyway. Baby Boy said, TWA, Trigg with attitude. Yeah, boy. Now, Blaine, the funny thing is, Ferguson is supposed to be like Jason Witten. That's what you got Ferguson for. Now, Trigg, on the other hand, I'm telling you, Trigg is different, man. Trigg is different. Trigg gives you options that you haven't had in a long time. You got a tight end body with wide receiver skills. Michael Trigg makes Odell Beckham Jr. type catches. Those are the kind of catches he makes. He's a nightmare for linebackers. He's a nightmare for smaller safeties. He is a nightmare. They got their playmaker, Michael Trigg. I'm telling y'all, they got him. I'm very interested to see how they use him. I'm very interested to see how they use him. Demetrius Noel said, gee, if the Cowboys are foolish enough to pretend that they don't see the upside in Trigg, we deserve to lose him. Oh, they see the upside. When you give an undrafted free agent the highest undrafted free agent contract in your history, no, they see exactly what he is. They know they got to steal him. They know they got to steal. You don't pay a UDFA player that kind of money. Yeah, they know they got to steal in that man. Yeah. Brian, oh, you said Brian and Vouch talk like Trigg has to do. No, Trigg on the team. Trigg on the team. You know, much shout out to Brian and Vouch, but no, Trigg on the team. Now, you don't pay a UDF player that kind of money, and he don't make the team. He's making the team. He's making the team. If I were them, I would trade Schoon and keep Trigg. Trigg, man, Trigg is so different. He's so different. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, I'm thinking hard on that this season, Blaine. I'm gonna let y'all know where I am on that. But Trigg is different, man. Yeah, Trigg is different.
A little bit of a feel for them. He understands our splits more than he understands theirs. But I thought he really competed really well, competed hard, and I think he's learning the techniques to the point where he's trying to master them. I like the way CP and Derek Ansley say he runs the coaching. Like, he wants to be coached. He's the first guy in the room and asking good questions, and there's no mistaking why he's playing with more confidence now than he was last year.
He showed it against, as you mentioned, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, but obviously he's been going up against those guys a lot. Was there a kind of an element of, hey, let's see how he also does against some other elite receivers, and just how did he answer that question?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think I referenced a couple of them. I'll go back, but like there was a deep shot to Puka Nacua where Puka got behind him. Stafford dropped it in perfectly, but again, he stayed with the play. He got his right hand in and pulled Puka's arms apart, made it incomplete. And there's a back shoulder fade that he almost got the interception, but he was in great phase. He didn't panic and was in a great spot. And I think part of it is he's understanding the tempo and the patience of
for sure.
If I am press or if I am off, if I'm in a soft pedal, I don't have to get out of there so much. I think that's what,
Stephen White.
as a young rookie, he was doing a lot of like, okay, I'm not used to playing off. I'm just going to backpedal as fast as I can. Well, that's not how we teach it. There's a tempo element, then there's a get out element, and then you got to turn and run. So I think it's all the little details that he's been diving into from the time.
Yeah, Frank Lawrence, I agree. Shotty has see. I think he already sees it. I do. I think Schoonmaker's on his last leg. I think he's on his last leg in Dallas. And Michael Trigg is what's going to seal that fate. Yeah, he's on his last leg, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
We came back for off-season program.
Hey, Brian, I wanted to ask you about your coordinators, if you don't mind taking 2 questions. With Clayton, obviously he's known for the physicality of his run design, but where is he creative?
The formation usage, jumps out. I think, the league has not changed. There's still a lot of pre-snap motion and movement to try to get certain looks from the defense, and I think he's really, really good with that. He studies so much film. I mean, I don't think I'm ever in his office when he's not, just grinding on film and looking for advantages and edges. And part of our evolution is you watch other teams and, hey, we like that. That would fit. Again, we're going to take that, and make it our own. But probably the formation usage and how we can build things to get advantageous numbers is where I've noticed him grow, along with the fact that he.
Tony Hubbard, we're going to talk about Josh Butler later, but I think Josh Butler's been doing pretty good. You think about some of the players that we're talking about. Some of these players could be possible trade bait. I'm not sure the Cowboys could get a lot for Mingo. But Schoonmaker, on the other hand, you might be able to get something. Again, the guy who I would be calling is Harbaugh. I would be calling Harbaugh. I really would.
He is truly the offensive coordinator now, that he's in full command of what we're doing.
And with CP,
what up, Darren Ragsdale?
Is there an example you've noticed of like the teaching progression you watched behind the scenes manifesting on here?
I don't think there's a practice or a play where I was like, wow, look at that. I think it's just you watch him throughout practice, and he's never changed. I mean, the way we start with our talk-throughs is it's all individual, it's technique-driven. We come out, there's usually a circuit, whether it's, ball disruption, tackling. He's all about the finer details.
I hope you're right.
Incredible communicator, but he doesn't get bored with simple but specific things. And I think that's the sign of a great coordinator, because at the end of the day, this game comes down to your ability to tackle and cover and run and hit. And that's why he pays so much attention, again, to the details.
She's asking about the Cowboys coordinators. I'll be honest with you. Clayton Adams has got a long way to go. Clayton Adams has got a long way to go. Clayton Adams, while he may be good at his run concepts, he's got a long way to go as far as calling overall offense. Play design, things of that nature. He's got a long way to go in that area. Christian Parker, on the other hand. Christian Parker, even though he's a rookie DC, he's what you call the prodigal coach. Christian Parker is the prodigal coach. Because Christian Parker, everyone knew this already, but Christian Parker is more advanced than his age is. And he's actually been putting together his own playbook. He hasn't just been doing one part of the defense. He was involved in total installs. Total installs. That's what a lot of people don't realize about him. He was involved in total installs. He was instrumental in a lot of the things that the Eagles were doing. Christian Parker came to the Cowboys ready with a plan, with a playbook, with a system, with the attention to detail. Shotty ain't having to teach him anything as far as his work ethic goes and all those things. Clayton Adams has a long, long way to go. Meanwhile, Christian Parker, yeah, he ready. I'm telling y'all, Parker is ready. Only thing Parker is waiting on is to see how does his team respond in live fire, and then what adjustments do he need to make, and that'll be the next big thing for him. But again, he's been around such great coaches, and they have all really admired his his acumen, that Parker is ready. Clayton Adams, on the other hand, run game coordinator, stepping up to offense coordinator is a huge step. It's a huge step. Brian's letting him get his feet wet. But at the end of the day, whoever takes a chance on Clayton Adams, I mean, I think they're going to be taking unless it's about 3 or 4 years from now. But Clayton Adams, he's going to need those 3 or 4 years to really get himself up to speed on play calling. Yeah, he's been calling some of the offenses in the preseason. He's been calling some of it. And Brian's already let the kid out of the bag. He's going to let him call some preseason. We'll see how much. But we'll see. Yeah, Quinn, CP built different, bro. He's the prodigal coach. He's the prodigal coach. He's a dream coach. He absolutely is.
We've asked about Bland and what he's done and things. Have you guys had to rebuild his confidence in any kind of way?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all.
What up, Blake Strange?
The one thing, Duran doesn't say much, but he's extremely confident. He
Turpin,
can't do what he's done in this league,
preseason.
even as a young player, and not be pretty confident.
And then when a guy, you mentioned the 14 picks in his first 2 years and touchdowns that he's had, I mean, that's a tough standard to continue, right? I mean, you don't have other people doing that in the league.
No, special. And again, he's not going to probably do it every year, but the fact that he's already done it shows you what he's capable of, and I think he feels great right now. That's the best thing. I think his body feels great, and I don't think he's felt that way over the past year or so. Even as a young player, and not be pretty confident.
And then when a guy, you mentioned the 14 picks in his first 2 years and touchdowns that he's had, I mean, that's a...
Deron Bland is looking better this year. I haven't heard anything about soreness, none of that. And he's had some pass breakups. Deron Bland looks pretty good. But I'm always worried when players start having issues with screws. I'm always worried about that stuff. I mean, you're talking about a cornerback with screws in his feet. If he was a quarterback, I wouldn't even be concerned. You're a cornerback, backpedaling, breaking on the ball, cuts, change of speed, running full speed. You name it, you're doing it. Man, I am praying that Deron Bland's foot holds up. Man, those kind of injuries, man, when you're defensive backs and wide receivers and running backs, those are the kind of injuries that derail an entire career. I'm hoping Deron Bland, is 100%, but I'll tell you this. Savon Revel Jr. is already playing good enough to take. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Savon Revel Jr. is already playing good enough to replace Deron Bland. Oh, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I think he's already playing good enough. I'm when you get a cornerback, if Revel is good to go, knee-wise, health-wise, everything I've seen, I'd be willing to take some lumps with a guy like Savon Revel Jr. I'd be willing to take some lumps. I would. I'd be willing to take some lumps. If he healthy, I'd be willing to take some lumps. Sure would. I'd say go ahead and let him play. I would. I'd say go ahead and let him play. We're going to see what happens with Deron Bland. Man, I'm hoping the best. I'm not worried about Kobe Durant, though. Kobe Durant is playing with a chip on the shoulder. Kobe Durant is the best $5.5 million the Cowboys have spent in a long time. Best $5.5 million they have spent in a long time. And I got a feeling that Devin Moore, once Devin Moore gets beyond the groin injury, we're going to watch Devin Moore progress too. If Devin Moore can stay healthy, he'll be great. He just got to stay healthy because he hadn't been healthy. He wasn't 100% healthy in college, so we just got to get him healthy. Hey, D-Block said, take your time with that, G. Hey, I'm telling you, man, I'm ready to go with Revel. I want to see what he does over the next couple of weeks because I'm pretty sure he'll get some work. He's going to get some work in the preseason. But I think Revel going to be good to go. Blaine said, yeah, you're 100% right with them foot problems. He said, myself, I have screws and I'm not an athlete and I have problems with it. Yeah, Blaine, it's tough, bro. Anytime you're messing around with that stuff, it's tough. It's tough. So I hope he's good to go. Bernard said, yeah, you can't be a skill player with bad dogs, G. When they get to barking, you got to have support. Hey, Bernard, people don't realize how many more things Deion Sanders could have did had his feet not been. Deion had bad feet. Deion literally had bad feet. And that's really what got him. He had bad feet.
Tough standard to continue, right? I mean, you don't know other people doing that in the league.
No, special. And again, he's not going to probably do it every year, but the fact that he's already done it shows you what he's capable of, and I think he feels great right now. That's the best thing.
People doing that in the league.
No.
Touchdowns that he's had. I mean, that's a tough standard to continue, right? I mean, you don't know other people doing that in the league.
No, special. And again, he's not going to probably do it every year, but the fact that he's already done it shows you what he's capable of, and I think he feels great right now. That's the best.
I can tell you right now, ain't nobody giving a doggone about DaRon Bland getting 6 interceptions and 6 touchdowns. I'll be honest with you. Who in the chat really care? I don't. All I want DaRon Bland to do is stay healthy. That's all I'm worried about. DaRon Bland, stay healthy, play the way he's supposed to play. All them 6 interceptions and all that stuff, not even worried about it. Heck, he got 1 interception. Heck, he got 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown return. Oh, I'd be good. I don't even care nothing about that stuff. That ain't even no, just because you get 6 interceptions and 6 touchdowns in a season, that ain't no doggone standard. Ain't no doggone standard. That ain't no doggone standard. Yeah, D-Block, yeah. Deion had bad toe. Yeah, bad feet or bad foot. Let me say foot, not feet. Yeah, he had a bad toe connected to your feet. Man, I'm telling you right now, them toes, anything in them feet, anything. I'm talking Achilles, ankles, toes. Any of that stuff will take you out. I don't care how great you are. It'll take you out, man. But I'm laughing, they're talking about DaRon Bland, that's a hard stand. Man, when you get 6 interceptions and 6 touchdowns in a season, that's not a standard. That's just a great season. That ain't no standard. That's a great season. D-Block, you can call it an epic season. That's an epic season. That's not a standard. There is no way you're going to come out every single season. I'm going to go out on a limb. There's a reason why that's a record in NFL history. Because it's hard to do. DaRon Bland's standard is not 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. That's too high of a standard for anybody. The only standard I need for DaRon Bland to maintain is to not get cooked like he did last season. That's all I need. I just need to be able to hold wide receivers. That's the standard. And I don't think anybody in Cowboys Nation is looking for that DaRon Bland. We're not looking for DaRon Bland to do that again. We just want DaRon Bland to be a good cornerback. Be a good cornerback. Be a great cornerback. Tackle. Don't get beat. And I'm talking about the way he got beat last year. No, don't get beat like that, bro. Every cornerback gonna get caught on. But don't be slipping and sliding on the field like you're wearing church shoes and we know you got cleats on artificial turf. Nah, bro. Nah. I ain't caring nothing about them 6 interceptions and 6 touchdowns. We can use any word we want. Epic, great. That was all those things and above. But nobody's going to do that every single year. Nobody's going to do it. Man, if you do that twice in your career, shoot, you an alien. I'm telling you right now, you do that twice in your career, you're an alien. 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Incredible. Incredible. I don't need that from Bland. All I need for Bland to do is play well. That's all I need. Timmy Solo, come on, man. Timmy Solo, don't speak it into existence, bro. You say he gonna get cooked a lot this season? Timmy Terry, no, man. Let's not speak it into existence this early. I'm hoping he back. All I need him to do is just be a good cornerback. I'm not even pocket watching. I don't even care what the money he is making. Just be a good cornerback. That's all I need you to do, bro. That's it. Quick and dead means you took away a piece of the field. That's all I need him to do, quick and dead in the grand scheme of things. I don't need all the interceptions. Those would be great. Don't get me wrong. Those would be great. But that ain't a standard. That's an epic historical season. Just like when a quarterback throws 50 touchdowns. There's a reason why quarterbacks don't throw 50 touchdowns every single season. Man, that's hard to do. That's hard to do. Man, so many things got to be going right. Now, we don't need a quarterback throwing 50 touchdowns a year, 10 years in a row. I mean, that'd be great. But I got sad news for you. If you find me a quarterback to throw 50 touchdowns 10 seasons in a row, you're probably not going to see a lot of Super Bowls in there. You might not even see none. Seriously, you might not even see none. You're right, Demetrius Noel. Usain Bolt didn't break the record every time he ran. Shoot, boy, people don't run. Man, oh my gosh. Deron Bland did some stuff. But again, I understand that's what happens when you do something epic. Everybody want to see it again.
Best thing. I think his body feels great, and I don't think he's felt that way over the past year or so.
That's all we want is for DeBron Bland to be healthy, because they attributed some of his shortcomings last season to the fact that he wasn't healthy. Yeah, to the fact that he wasn't healthy. So I'm excited. Hey, up D Block, I'm glad you're confident in him. Block said he gonna do great. He gonna do great this season. All right, I hope so. Yeah, Timmy Terry Revel is gonna be the new cornerback for the Cowboys. If he stays healthy, he'll be. We're watching the two next cornerbacks for the Cowboys. It's Devin Moore, and it's actually Devin Moore and Savon Revel Jr. Now I'm very interested in if Kobe Durant has the kind of season that I believe he's gonna have. I'm very interested in, will the Cowboys try to extend Kobe Durant?
Are you still planning on calling plays this year?
Oh, yeah.
You're giving Clayton more.
Yeah, it's more, Calvin, it's more about, my job as the head coach is to develop this staff, not just Clayton, but Steve Shimko, Ryan Smith, Derek Ansley, Scott Simons. And so that's just one way that I can help Clayton. And, it's different. When you have to stand up in front of Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and install passes, it's not easy when it's not your most natural position that you've ever coached. But that's my goal.
Yeah, he's the run game coordinator. Shotty's hitting it right on the head. Shotty's hitting it right on the head. Appreciate you, Timothy Johnson. See you next time. Yeah, Shotty's hitting it right on the head. And Shotty's doing a great job. This is something that you didn't see even from Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy was at opposition with his coaches. He was at opposition with Kellen Moore. Even Dak Prescott stories are, when Dak Prescott, I think Dak Prescott even told a story that him and Mike McCarthy were at odds when he first became the coach. And we know while Mike McCarthy was not at odds with Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy was scared of Dan Quinn. He thought Dan Quinn was going to take his job. At least that's what the stories were. So Shotty isn't that type of coach. Shotty is into leadership development. That's why I believe Shotty's going to be so successful. He's into leadership development. From his staff to his players, he is into leadership development, and that's what I like about him. You ain't lying, Mr. Get Dirty. He had my old church shoes on. Them jokers had holes and everything at the front, man. So, hey, all you guys do is stay healthy, man. But we already know Jerry Jones said, and I quote, Shotty wouldn't be the coach here if he wasn't calling plays. He wouldn't be the coach here if he wasn't calling plays. As long as Shotty is here, he will be calling the plays. He will be calling the plays.
because I know what's going to happen to this staff when we win. And there's going to be a lot of people that come looking for great coaches, which we have a number of them. And
yeah, you heard what he said. Same thing I said earlier. Schotty said that when this team wins, a lot of people are going to be coming for his staff.
My goal, because I know what's going to happen to this staff when we win. And there's going to be a lot of people that come looking for great coaches, which we have a number of them. And I need to and want to have people that are ready to step in other roles.
You moved into in year 2 more of a, you're still the play caller, you still have the offense, but you're more of a CEO more so this year than last year?
In meetings, yeah, for sure. You know, I bounce around way more than I did. I'm in and out of different things. I'll still obviously be very involved in the game planning, but I think I understand the time constraints and what that looks like during the season. And I don't like that word, CEO, so I'm not going to say that because I still love being hands-on. But yes, I'm moving around a little bit more. I trust my staff. They're a great staff, and it's actually, I can learn a lot listening to them.
Good. All right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think Schotty is doing extremely well, especially spending a lot of time with Christian Parker. And like I said the other day, I don't think he's spending time with Christian Parker because he's trying to oversee Christian Parker as much as he is trying to look at what Christian Parker, understand the ins and the outs of what Christian Parker is doing, because he's going to be facing these defenses, even though they won't be exactly the Christian Parker defense. Fundamentally, they will be those types of defenses. And so Schotty is doing a great job figuring out how all those things work, even, you know, with Clayton Adams and how he does. And it's not just Clayton Adams doing this with the run game. I forgot the other guy's name, but they're both working on this run game. And so it just helps Schotty to be better play caller all around. And so Schotty is doing what great leaders do. You put people around you, while they may not be smarter than you overall, they're smarter than you in what they do. Yeah. They're smarter than you at what they do. So he's learning a lot. He's learning a lot from both of these guys because it's only going to make him better. Iron sharpens iron. And he knows that if he's successful in Dallas, there will be, as I said earlier, there will be a Brian Schottenheimer coaching tree. And the 3 coaches that I'm predicting off the rip, the 3 coaches I'm predicting, Clayton Adams, Christian Parker, Marcus Dixon. I think those will be his 3 coaches that will be gone first. I think they'll be the ones gone first. Daryl Ragsdale, he said Schotty did something Jimmy didn't do his first year. He won more games his first year as a coach. I think Schotty's going to do dang good coach for us. He's going to win more than 1 Super Bowl for us to win. For us win 4. Yeah, with 4. Yeah. Yeah, and he did have a better team. He did have a better team. Dak was further in his career than Troy Aikman. And what really turned Jimmy was the Herschel Walker trade. I wonder how long it would have took Jimmy without the Herschel Walker trade. I really do. I wonder how long it would have took. That Herschel Walker trade was a game changer. But at the same time, we're about to discuss it now as we listen to Jerry Jones.
Here we go.
I think we're going to have a conversation in the future, Daryl Ragsdale. I think we're going to have a conversation in the future about the Micah Parsons trade. I think we're going to have a conversation in the future about the Micah Parsons trade and would Brian Schottenheimer been able to win had it not been for the Micah Parsons trade. The Micah Parsons trade may not be the Herschel Walker trade, but it may absolutely turn into a Herschel Walker-like trade. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Cowboys are not done with the Green Bay Packer deal. They still have 1 more first-round pick because we got 2 first-round picks next year, and one of those picks is from I almost said Herschel Walker. One of those picks is from the Micah Parsons trade. So you think about it. The Herschel Walker trade accelerated Jimmy. Took Jimmy from a 1-win team, took Jimmy to, third year? Jimmy, 11 wins, second round in the playoffs, and then 2 Super Bowls in a row. Yeah, 2 Super Bowls in a row. And so I think we're looking at the Micah Parsons trade. It's not the Herschel Walker trade, but this trade may actually stand on its own. You got Kenny Clark. You got Quinnen Williams. And now you're going to get somebody next year. I'm telling us, man, this thing is starting to turn into something similar to what they did with the Herschel Walker trade. So we're going to see what happens. I think we're going to be having a conversation about this in a couple of years. And they're already asking Jerry Jones about it. You know, who won the Micah Parsons trade? And I say in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we're going to fully know who wins the Micah Parsons trade. I say right now, people, rather than saying the Cowboys won, a lot of people are saying that. I think the Cowboys are winning it. But what you want to ultimately say you won with is a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate stamp that says we won the trade. We won the trade because we got a Super Bowl out of it. So, without further ado, let's listen to Jerry Jones. He's about to say some of these things.
Yes! Here we go!
Yeah, but Brandon, I think we got 2 first-round picks because we still got the Green Bay pick plus we got ours. That's what I mean. Yeah, I think we still got 2 first-round picks, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll still have, we're going to get the lowest of the 2 of the first-round pick. Okay, so that is for Kenny, isn't it? Okay, that is for Kenny. So we really only have 1 first-round pick next year, and that's our own. Okay, we got 1 first-round pick. So I think this is what they're going to talk about today. Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. The Micah Parsons trade has been concluded. I think that's what they're saying today. Okay, thank you for that. I always get confused on how this trade all worked out. Green Bay is getting the lower, or the higher, I should say. They're going to get the higher of whatever pick is next year, so they'll get that first-round pick next year. We already used that first-round pick this year in the draft because we got Malachi Lawrence with it. Yeah, we already used it. Because we had 2 first-round picks. And I think Malachi Lawrence was that pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we get the Jets' highest pick. I mean, the Jets get the highest pick of the 2 next year. Yeah. And then Malachi Lawrence. If I'm not mistaken, Malachi Lawrence, wasn't he the pick for the Green Bay pick? Because our pick was the number 12 pick. Malachi Lawrence was the Green Bay pick. So we've gotten, out of the Micah Parsons pick, we've gotten 3 players. Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, Malachi Lawrence. All right. Yeah, we have to keep up with it. It's even harder to keep up with Jimmy's. This is simple compared to Jimmy's. But we've already gotten 3 players out of the out of that pick. But most of all, though, we didn't just get the picks, we got the culture. Yeah. Okay, so we got Moore is a part of that too. Okay. So Moore is a part of that too. Yeah, we got some players in that thing, man. So Jerry is going to talk about this, about winning the Micah Parsons trade. Let's check him out.
Yes! Here we go!
Of course, be playing a lot of our guys that haven't played, and I'm looking forward to that. To me, really, that's what preseason's all about, and if I'm a fan, it gives you a chance to see the future and get to see a part of the journey to come in and be evaluated. That's what you see in these preseason games. I've always thought that for fans, they were a real treat to just look at the evaluation or the younger guys as they go out. So that's a big part of it. That's what you're going to see with us in Seattle.
What's your favorite Dustin Hoffman movie, and what was it like to have him out here?
At the wedding, his girl was getting married to somebody else. And I liked him in Marathon Man, too. Yeah, when they pulled his teeth. I'm teasing. He's a great guy. He's really a great guy. And why wouldn't he be? But we sure enjoyed his interest in us out here today and enjoyed meeting him.
We're talking to Quinn in here in a little bit. We haven't had a chance to ask you about signing him to that deal. Why was that so important?
Well, he's with the type of commitment that clubs make. Where Quentin is, you can't do that but 6, 7 times under our rules with the salary cap.
What up, Darren Posey? You said Nick Eatman looked like Bub over there. What up, man? Yeah, Quick and the Dead. You can add that in there too. Yeah, got rid of Diggs. Yeah, because Diggs was kind of part of the deal with Parsons almost, it seemed like, didn't it? Yeah. And that's why I say one of the biggest things that came with the Micah Parsons trade was the culture change. It really allowed Dak Prescott to be the leader of the team and for Brian Schottenheimer to be the coach of the team. It was a huge move. It ain't just players. It's an attitude that they got rid of, too. It's an attitude.
So, boy, you want to be very judicious, and you want that to go to people who are really solid, both physically and talented as a player, but also really solid people. I don't know that he's got a peer, and he's playing alongside guys like Dak and what have you. So it was every bit a part of our plan. The minute we had a chance to trade for him, we traded for him.
Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but the Cowboys actually tried to get Quentin Williams in the trade before they got Kenny Clark. The way things work out, man, it's great. Because had they got Quentin in the beginning, they don't get Kenny. But because they went ahead and settled for Kenny, and because the Jets realized they were going nowhere fast, Cowboys circled the block, and then they were able to get Quentin Williams and Kenny. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Darren Ragsdale, bro, one of the craziest moments of that Netflix series is when Troy Aikman was talking and he said Jerry Jones was out there in shorts, and then they showed the film of it, bro. Boy, I said Jerry was a hot mess back then, bro. But, you know, it's funny, you know, that we're talking about this because it's full circle. If Jerry would have had the attitude that he has now with Jimmy, he would have more Super Bowls. He absolutely would have more Super Bowls. Jerry is now content with winning a Super Bowl and not being the main reason that they won the Super Bowl. Jerry just wants to win the Super Bowl now. Tell me what I need to do to get you to the Super Bowl, and I'll do what I need to do to get you to the Super Bowl. Because that's exactly what he did with Jimmy. He allowed Jimmy to tell him what he needed, and he went and did it. That's what and that's what he's doing now with Brian Schottenheimer and that crew and Will McClay.
We knew we had the room in front of us. We knew we had the pick to do it, picks. And so it was a culmination for me of what we did last year to get him.
Jerry, you were confident when you traded Micah that, you know, your team could be better off.
Yes, sir. I said that before, Quick and Dead. They would have been talking about Jimmy rather than Belichick. I agree. I said that before. Yeah. Blaine, he let his pride get in the way. Yeah. Daryl said, yes, he sure would have. It was his pride. Yeah. No doubt.
now that you see what has transpired, getting Quinn in?
D-Block, let me ask you a question. Because I noticed you said in the chat, you said for Jerry to go get Max Crosby. Let me ask you a question. Would you go get Max Crosby if it meant you were not keeping George Pickens next year? And that's one of the reasons I don't think we're going to go get Max Crosby. I don't think the Cowboys are going to go get Max Crosby unless the Raiders really come down off of what they're asking for Max Crosby. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the plan is, I believe, until they show me something different. Listening to Jerry talk to Kay Adams, I think the plan is George Pickens. That don't mean the Cowboys aren't going to add some more firepower because I believe they are. But they're not going to add the firepower that I believe that people want them to make. They're gauging this defense and they're saying, can we get to a Super Bowl without Max Crosby? Now, that question is simple. Yes, you can, because teams keep getting to the Super Bowl every single year without Max Crosby. If the Cowboys see that their defense is playing well, then the Cowboys, I don't think they're going to be looking at Max Crosby. They're going to be looking more at somebody like Von Miller. I do. I think they're going to be looking at somebody like Von Miller. Only way the Cowboys get Max Crosby is that I'm telling you, it's going to have to be a deal out of this world. The Cowboys aren't going to let the Raiders fleece them for players, draft picks, crazy draft picks, none of that stuff. They're not going to do that. The Queen said Falcons fans sitting at the game looking so pitiful, 24-0 Broncos. Yeah, they're not even in the same category with that squad. Yeah, and quick and dead. See, that's what I think. I think this is the last year in Las Vegas for Max Crosby. And I think the Kirk Cousins thing, may have sealed his fate. I really do. I think the Kirk Cousins thing may have sealed his fate. Because I know a lot of people don't think that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Because you got to ask yourself, why would Max Crosby, who's been in this league for years, understands the rule about the quarterback in the red shirt? Everybody knows you don't hit the quarterback. Why would Max Crosby do that not only once? Why would he do it twice? Something's weird about that. Something is weird about Max Crosby doing that. A lot of people don't think that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. That's almost like a sign of rebellion. Yeah, I'm going to hit the quarterback. What you going to do about it? He didn't do it once. He did it twice. Once is an accident. Twice is on purpose. The question becomes, why would he hit Kirk Cousins on purpose? That's weird to me. That's weird, man. It's weird. Oh, no, D-Block. I don't believe that, D-Block. And the reason why I don't believe that, D-Block, tell me again. Tell me one of the top paid edge rushers. I'll even give you top 12. Name me one of those edge rushers that have won a Super Bowl. Name me one. Name me one of those edge rushers that have helped the team win a Super Bowl. Teams continue to win Super Bowls without those edge rushers. The Rams, if they win with Myles Garrett, it will be the first time in many, many years that an edge rusher helped a team, the highest paid edge rusher helped the team win the Super Bowl. It's not that edge rushers don't help, but when you got great defensive tackle work, Rashawn Gary and Von Miller opposite of each other, sprinkle in some James Houston, Donovan Ezraku, oh, they should be insane. You do not need Max Crosby level of edge rusher to win Super Bowls. And the reason why I know this is because teams keep doing it. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, we can go down the line. Max Crosby, none of them were on Super Bowl teams last year. None of them. Teams keep doing it. Teams keep doing it. Katharina Kiss. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. That's exactly where I'm going. Max is doing some crazy stuff over there. You hit the quarterback twice? Man. D-Block, I ain't never heard. I'm going to have to look that one up. I ain't never heard of Haley doing that stuff. Everybody just knows you don't do that. That is a clear sign of some type of rebellion. Yeah, it seems like you want to be out of there. Frank Lawrence, he said, G.I. Man Bang Jr. rocking, do a segment on him. Frank Lawrence, what did I tell you? For as much as I love Caleb Downs, I believe Bang Jr. is going to win the Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. The dude is playing with a chip out of this world. Yeah, Queen, I'm with you. I think he wants out. I think that's what it is. He wants out. Brandon, that's been the trend. Yeah, that's been the trend. Dominant defensive tackles. That's how teams are winning Super Bowls. Shoot. Man. Better ask Patrick Mahomes. Boy, that boy's still in therapy, man. I'm telling y'all right now, that boy's still in therapy. Brandon Cup said Von Miller is a glasses model. Man, come on, Brandon Cup. Put some respect on Von Miller. Put some respect on Von Miller. Talk about your glasses model. Oh, boy, you crazy, boy. Talk about your glasses model. But D-Block, yeah, you're right. We're going to see. Don't mean today, you never know what's going to happen. Because I'm telling you right now, D-Block, this dude, Max Crosby, seemed to be pretty crafty, man. That dude, Max Crosby, may absolutely find a way to get himself out of Las Vegas. I think that's what's happening. What's going on, Bantu? Yeah, it's going to be great tomorrow. This man said Von Miller's a glasses model. Jerry Best said Von Miller was on a loaded defense, bro. The Broncos defense had everything. 2 lockdown corners, slot linebackers, defensive tackles, edge guys, Miller and Ware. Yeah, loaded. And Jeremy Betts. I think the Cowboys got a good enough team that Von Miller could come in here and do a little something. D-Block, he said, G, let me ask you, if Max was here when we were on point, would you be, if Max was here when we were on point, would we be in the Super? You know what? I ain't going to say the Super. I put it like this. I think Max Crosby would make the chances even greater for this team to go to the Super Bowl. Only problem with Max Crosby, D-Block, is the price you're going to have to pay. I don't think they're going to pay the price. That's the issue with Max Crosby. They're not going to pay the price to do it. He increases your chances. He doesn't guarantee your chances. And I think the Cowboys are looking more at, do we need Max Crosby level to get there? Are we willing to give up that for Max Crosby? We'll see, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think Max Crosby's on the radar unless something crazy happens.
Getting Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence in the first round, do you feel even more
probably a
confident
post-game shoot cue
Well,
ball? I hadn't decided on the game yet.
And I'm not qualifying anything. Micah's a great player. Otherwise,
Micah, that your team.
And so it was a culmination for me of.
It sounds like, well, from what I'm hearing, D-Block, if it was to happen, the Cowboys would probably only offer the same thing they offered the first time. They would probably offer a first-round pick, and then maybe the following season it'd probably be a second-round pick. That's what they offered the first time. They offered a 20 and then a second pick in 2027. So I would imagine it would be the same. But I'll say this much. It all depends on what the circumstance is this time around. Because the Cowboys, if Max Crosby wants to be out of Las Vegas, which it seems like he does, I'll tell you this much, I'm not giving up a first-round pick for Max Crosby. I'm going to do what smart teams do. And Dallas have been doing what smart teams do. If you know there's a problem between a player and a team, well, you sit back and let them make the decision on how they're going to do it. You sit back and let them do it. You don't come to them. You let them do it. That's what the Green Bay Packers did with the Dallas Cowboys. You let them do it. If there's a team got a problem with a player, you let them deal with it. You let them come to you so you can be the one say, hey, I'm gonna get what I want out of you. But the Dallas Cowboys, they're not gonna knock on the door. I'll tell you right now, they're not gonna knock on the door to the Raiders. They're not gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do it. Now, this is Jerry talking about Max Crosby. I mean, I'm talking about Micah Parsons. Check this out.
Well, it was every bit a part of our plan. The minute we had a chance to trade for him, we traded for him. We knew we had the room in front of us. We knew we had the pick to do it, picks, and so it was a culmination for me of what we did last year to get him.
Jerry, you were confident when you traded Micah that your team could be better off for it. Now that you see what has transpired, getting Quinn in.
All right, let me read this real quick because I agree with this right here. Gregory Davis, and this is where I am. If we were to trade for Max Crosby, and that meant giving up George Pickens, you actually didn't get better. I'm not robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm not letting George Pickens go and letting my offense take a humongous step back just to bring on Max Crosby. And now I'm putting more pressure on my defense once again because my offense will not be as prolific. My offense won't be able to score as many points. Man, I'm telling us right now, George Pickens is too talented. And even when you think about the 90s Cowboys, D-Block, they didn't do what you're talking about. They didn't bring in Charles Haley and say, we're going to let go of Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper wasn't even as good as what George Pickens is right now. You don't let go of George Pickens and get worse on offense to go get Max Crosby. That's not smart business. That's not smart football. That is not smart football. Smart football is you let the Raiders work their mess out and let the Raiders come to you so you don't have to give up hardly anything to go get, if you want Max Crosby. You don't have to give up anything to get Max Crosby. But if you go get Max Crosby and you take on that contract, you're not signing George Pickens next year. You're not signing George Pickens. There's no way you can sign George Pickens and have Max Crosby. And I believe the Cowboys know this. They're not going to cut. They're not. Yeah, Alvin Harper was a 2. George Pickens is a 1. Alvin Harper on his best day wasn't as good as George Pickens. George Pickens is an incredible talent. You don't get a Max Crosby, do not get me wrong. Max Crosby is good. He's great. I don't know any other way to spell it with George Pickens. George Pickens is arguably top 3 wide receiver in the game right now. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. They're looking at George Pickens and the Dallas Cowboys and saying, it's amazing that he's even playing for the money that he's playing for. George Pickens is incredible. Where George Pickens takes this offense and allows Dak Prescott to do, I'm not getting rid of that. I'm not. We made that mistake before. We had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. We let go of Amari Cooper. We got to the playoffs, and we were not good enough. We were not good enough offensively. We were not good enough. There is no way I'm letting go of George Pickens to get Max Crosby. I'm not doing it. And I don't think the Cowboys are going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. Blaine said we look for a legit number 2 for the last 4 years, yet we're not giving him up. Yeah, because if you get Max Crosby, you're not keeping George. I'm just telling this, you're not. You can't. I don't know how you do it. Well, I know how you do it. It's just a matter of, okay, are you going to do it? Because you got other contracts to worry about too. It ain't just George or whoever else. It's not just George. They're going to have other contracts they're going to be dealing with also. I don't think they're going to do Max Crosby. I don't see Max Crosby until next year thing, if anything. I don't see it this year. I don't. Yeah, it would be like trading Pickens and picks. Yeah. Why would you do that? I'm not trading Pickens and picks. That don't make you better. That actually makes you worse. You've given away a player, and you've given away future players. For one player, I'm not doing it. Can't do it. It's got to be something else. Jeremy Betts, I agree. You can't replace. You cannot replace George Pickens. You can't. You cannot replace him. The way he's opening up this offense, you cannot replace him. You can get 10 sacks from one of the guys on the team currently. Von Miller got 9.5 sacks last year. Von Miller got 9.5 sacks. Didn't even start every single game. And I know we're not doing this also, and then I'm going to continue on with Jerry Jones. Will McClay told us everything we need to know. Will McClay said when they asked him what kind of players were the Cowboys looking for, Will McClay made one thing clear. The Cowboys are not one player away. So what does that mean? They're not a Max Crosby away. Yeah, that's exactly what Will McClay said. Will McClay said they're not Max Crosby away. They're not.
Getting Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence in the first round, do you feel even more confident that you
alongside guys like with the salary cap? So, boy, you want to be very judicious.
Movie, and what was it like to have him out here?
At the wedding, his girl was getting married to somebody else. And I liked him in Marathon Man, too. Yeah, when they pulled his teeth. I'm teasing. He's a great guy. He's really a great guy. And why wouldn't he be? But we sure enjoyed his interest in us out here today and enjoyed meeting him.
We're talking to Quinn in here in a little bit. We haven't had a chance to ask you about signing him to that deal. Why was that so important?
Well, he's with the type of commitment that clubs make. Where Quentin is, you can't do that but 6, 7 times under our rules with the salary cap. So, boy, you want to be very judicious, and you want that to go to people who are really solid, both physically and talented as a player, but also really solid people. I don't know that he's got a peer, and he's playing alongside guys like Dak and what have you. So it was every bit a part of our plan. The minute we had a chance to trade for him, we traded for him.
D-block good.
We knew we had the room in front of us. We knew we had the pick to do it, picks. And so it was a culmination for me of what we did last year to get him.
Jerry, you were confident when you traded Micah that your team could be better off for it. Now that you see what has transpired, getting Quinn in, getting Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence in the first round, do you feel even more confident that you won the trade?
Well, first of all, and I'm not qualifying anything, Micah's a great player. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to make that kind of trade. That's what it works. But the fact that we've revamped our defense, that was an instigator toward that attitude. Let's come in here and change this up. Let's get rush from the interior. Let's be stronger on the run in the interior with an emphasis on those guys in the middle. So it's not an accident that that's what you see out there from the inside.
What up, Gerald Jackson?
And the way we're going to incorporate that in our secondary and defending the pass by putting pressure on the quarterback, outstanding. The trade really facilitated that, make us have the cap room, make us, and I'm talking about cap room of the future, because you got to figure that when you do a deal like we just did with Quentin. So that caused that instigated that. It's really, in a way, akin to when we traded for Herschel Walker. It was certainly, you could say those picks got us key players. But the main thing that the Herschel Walker trade
people thought they were crazy when they traded Herschel Walker, the same way people thought they were crazy when they traded Micah Parsons. But after people saw the result of the Herschel Walker trade, they realized how genius it is. I think we're going to be having the same conversation about the Micah Parsons trade.
It caused me to be more aggressive and caused us to, if you will, take more risk because we had more picks. I gave a 2 because we had the picks. I didn't know it was going to turn out that way for Alonzo Highsmith, and he never played it down because of a bad knee. But it caused you to, it's like going to Las Vegas with some extra money in your pocket, or going out there with the baby's new pair of shoes and formula money in your pocket. You can't be as good a crap shooter as you are when you've got the baby's new pair of shoes going out there with it. So in a way, this actually created a mental part to us and to my role in it with me to step out and make the moves and take the, if you will, risks that are involved in it, which there are, to be where we are today with a complete makeover of the defense.
Could you imagine it have turned out this well?
Now, this is the part that we really got to gravitate toward. It didn't just rework the defense. It reworked the culture. Micah Parsons in where he was in Dallas mentally. Micah Parsons in Dallas was a mental hurdle. He was a mental hurdle. This spotlight was too big for Micah Parsons because he loved it. He loved the spotlight over here. He loved it. He loved the microphone. He loved the media. I mean, I just think it was too much for him. It is not just what we got talent-wise. It's what we got culture-wise. I mean, it really reworked everything. It really reworked everything for the Cowboys. It's awesome.
The haul you brought back.
Well, I had hoped it would, but that's a long way from it turning out. And yes, I just had to congratulate everybody involved on signing Quentin to the extent the years we've got him signed, because that is a ratification that we are. And even though Michael's an outstanding talent, anybody would like to have him. But bottom line is that I like what the result of the trade has ended up as I stand here today.
How vital is it to see your 2 first-round picks play on Saturday?
Well, I think it's good. I want to be, again, we've got to be real careful with that injury thing. And we're getting a lot of rep because of the temperature and the climate. We don't have the soft tissue risks that you would have in hotter weather, dehydration. And so we're getting to see a lot of that. We're going to try to be as judicious as we can about not.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw this, D-Block. Let me see if I can show this to you. The Cowboys front office are not operating the way they used to. They're operating way more. They're operating way better. They're operating way more efficient. What the Cowboys did that's absolutely incredible, it's the Quinnen Williams deal. A lot of people have been talking about how they worked out the Quinnen Williams deal. Quinnen's deal was working out like this. It was 21 plus 25, and it was going to be $47 million salary cap hit over the next 2 years, this year and next year, I believe. Under the new deal, It's 33, 29, $62 million salary, $23 million cap hit. He's making $15 million more. But the Cowboys, he's costing the Cowboys $24 million less. And one of the things the Cowboys did that is absolutely smart is that they've already worked, you know how they go in and they rework these deals and they kick money over here and, you know, into the void years and all this kind of stuff. Well, the Cowboys already did that with the deal. It's insane what they did. He'll make $29 million, $28 million, then $32 million across the new years of the deal. That's those 3 years. And then 4 void years through 2031 through 2034. His cap hits will remain under the actual cash payouts each year. The money comes due during the 2035 season, though, as there will be a whopping $54 million in dead cap money. Everybody know nobody's worried about 2035. By that time, who knows what the Cowboys will do? At age 32, as a defensive tackle, tend to age more gracefully. Who knows? By then, the Cowboys will probably already will have extended him, and they would have made that money even softer too. So the Cowboys really worked that salary cap, man. They really worked that salary cap. And I think one of the reasons why they worked that salary cap the way that they did is because there is a plan in place to sign George Pickens. Now, Block, you say they won't sign him long term. Well, when we listened to Jerry Jones yesterday, it sounds like Jerry Jones got a long-term plan for Micah Parsons. Sounds like he's got a long-term plan for not Micah Parsons. Long-term plan for George Pickens. Yeah. They got a long-term plan for George Pickens. And I think it's going to be a team-friendly deal. And what I mean by team-friendly deal, it ain't going to be $40 million. Some people think it's going to be $40 million. I don't think it is. I believe George Pickens is going to play for the Cowboys at $36, $37 million a year. Probably get a little bit more guaranteed money. Keep in mind, he's already got $27 million this year. So if he gets anything above $70 million in guaranteed money next year, if you give him $75 million, that's $102 million guaranteed dollars. So as Jerry is talking about these salary caps and how you work out all these deals, you think about where that's going to put George Pickens. The Dallas Cowboys, man, people don't realize it. They're actually doing some things now that other teams do who manage the cap well. Let's kind of look at how the Cowboys did this deal. I mean, you know, you think about George Pickens, and what I want you to look at is the total guaranteed money. Is what I want you to hone in on. Because this is where I believe the Cowboys are going to focus. A lot of people look at total guaranteed. Don't look at total guaranteed. Total guaranteed money on an NFL contract means if everything goes right. We're talking roster bonuses. We're talking even if they keep you, all kinds of things. Don't look at the total guaranteed dollars. It's the fully guaranteed dollars. That's what you have to be looking at on these deals. The fully guaranteed dollars. And when you look at the fully guaranteed dollars, George Pickens, if George Pickens gets extended next year and they even give him $70 million fully guaranteed, George Pickens will actually surpass every wide receiver that got paid more money than him. Because of the year he got fully paid $27 million, plus whatever they give him next year, George Pickens can easily make in fully, not total, fully guaranteed dollars. George Pickens can make $100+ million in fully guaranteed, and probably upwards of $110 to $20 million in total guaranteed. Yeah, the Cowboys are doing magic with this thing, man. They're working magic with this thing. And that's why I keep saying I don't think George is going to try to charge the Cowboys no crazy dollar amount, as everybody keeps saying. And, and some people, it's almost like they want the Cowboys to do it because they want George to command it because they want the drama in Dallas. Because some people, they won't tell you, but they love the drama in Dallas. But the Cowboys seem to be doing a great job with that. And also, we've already looked at that Quinnen Williams contract, but the Cowboys worked this Quinnen Williams contract out masterfully. Look at the cap hits on this thing. The Cowboys set up Quinnen Williams, cap hits $14 million this season. I'm sorry, $8 million this season. $14 million next season. $19 million. $24 million. $30 million. Cowboys have really worked this thing out. Now again, they're gonna pay. They'll pay the piper at some point on this deal. But in the grand scheme of things, they've already put the money into the void years. Best thing they could have did. Money is already in the void years. That's it. This is how you work them. You don't have to go back and do anything to Quinnen Williams' money for the rest of his career in Dallas. It's already set up. Right there. All of it. This is how they're going to figure out how to sign, I believe, George Pickens. I believe they're going to, I think Dak Prescott will be the next one that'll get his deal redone. I think Dak's going to get a new deal. I don't think they're going to push Dak Prescott's money into a void year. I believe Dak's going to get a whole new deal. Wouldn't be surprised if CeeDee Lamb got a deal that extended him out an extra 2 years. And that's how they're going to fit CeeDee Lamb and any other players that they're going to want to fit in here. They're going to want to fit in here in the next year or two. So that Micah Parsons trade, ever since that Micah Parsons trade, the Cowboys, they have done a great job in the front office. They've done an absolute great job, D-Block. I would dare say they've done a great job since the Micah Parsons trade. Frank Lawrence said, anyone who say we can't pay GP, look at the cap hits for Quinnen. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. They've already set it up to extend George Pickens. They've already set it up to extend George Pickens. And I think that conversation is already going on. Demetrius said, Vinicius Jr. could have signed a world record deal. He didn't. Not every player's chasing money. They want GP to chase the bag, not championships. I agree. That's what some people want George Pickens to do. They want him to chase the bag. I don't think George is chasing the bag. I think he's going to chase the championship. And I think George is smarter than everybody realizes. He's going to weigh out his options on what does it look like going somewhere else and getting X amount of dollars and staying in Dallas and getting X amount of dollars. He's going to weigh those things out. He's going to do exactly. Do y'all remember when CeeDee Lamb got his deal? Do y'all remember when CeeDee Lamb got his deal? When CeeDee Lamb got his deal, CeeDee Lamb was not the highest paid wide receiver on paper. But when you go back, let me show you something. When you go back, and I think the highest paid wide receiver at that time, it was Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and if I'm not mistaken, CeeDee Lamb came in right up under Justin Jefferson. But in reality, Lamb, I bet you if you did all the taxes, Lamb actually came in making more than Justin Jefferson. And probably even Jamar Chase being in that Chicago area. I guarantee you Lamb came out making more money, guaranteed. If not, I bet you it was eerily close. He weighed out all the money. You don't have to get Jackson Smith and Jigba money to make more than Jackson Smith and Jigba on the back end. You don't. Not to mention the endorsement deals that you will get with the Dallas Cowboys will dwarf anything that you'll get with another team. D-Block, I don't think they'll do it next year. I think they're going to sign him. Yeah, he can get tagged again next year. $32 million. $32 million will be the tag, but I don't think they'll do it. I think if they do it, it'll be a placeholder, and they'll sign him by July the 15th. The Cowboys and George Pickens are going to come to a great agreement. You watch what I tell you. They're going to come to a great agreement. I'm confident that they are. They're going to come to a great agreement because I think George wants to be here. George Pickens knows this is the best place for him. Dallas knows this is the best place for George Pickens. I think this is all going to work out. But Jerry, man.
Body's on the same.
Jerry's talking pretty good, if you ask me. Jerry's talking pretty good.
Pays to do that. So we'll see a little of some of those new guys, more on others. But I'm anxious to see what we see.
Quinton's up at the stage right now. If you want him.
Okay, Quinton's up at the stage.
Quinton's up on the stage right now if you want him.
Any players have surprised you at training camp?
Yeah, I like, and of course we're talking about defense, but I really like Guyton. Guyton is really, I think, being where at the level of competition that we had hoped for with him, and that's plus. That's plus. I like some of those faces that are showing out on the defensive side of the ball, and they are doing it in a way that they should be able to sustain it into the season.
Jared, you allowed yourself to think about the Super Bowl being here in Los Angeles, and your first one that you won was out here in Southern California.
Well, and it's about a mile from where I was born, out here, and where my house that I lived in when I was born out here is, and there's a lot. I have a great feeling about Stan Kroenke, the Rams. Proud of course, I admire what they've done on the field, but I admire what they've done off the field, and it's a real good feeling to come out here and play in that stadium.
But to get play there for the final game and win your fourth, knowing you won your first right out.
Well, I'll never forget riding in that helicopter from the stadium with Daryl Johnston and Gene. And we were riding and we were looking over Los Angeles. And we were going to the party celebration, and we had just won that Super Bowl. I'll never forget it. And those lights went for miles, and there we had just taken that and what have you. And hell, I felt like I was just walking on those houses out there. It felt so good. So Los Angeles got some
D-Block, we're gonna see if everything you're saying gonna come true. But I think they're gonna shock you.
When you think about having another moment like that.
Oh, that's for me, the time in sports that I've had euphoria are such a small percent of it. And when you have one of those, then it's a high like no high. And but now, I don't want to imply my lows over the last 35 years have been better than I could have ever dreamed. And so I've had a good time. And at my expense, you guys have had a pretty good time with my ass too. So bottom line is we've had some fun.
Jerry, can I ask you a question about for our Oklahoma City station about Jason Witten? Qualities that you saw in him while he was here?
All right, and what we're going to do, we're going to move on from Jerry Jones. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to hear from Jerry today. Bama boy, you hit it right on the head. Jerry knew all along about pushing money further down the road. He just didn't want to do it. Facts. I can't even argue with you. Facts. Absolute facts, bruh. And I don't think he's going to do it again. Yeah, they tagged Dak twice, but blocked. They're not going to do it to George. I don't think they'll do it to George Pickens. But again, I mean, if they do, I mean, I don't know about you, D-Block, but would you be mad at $60 million? Would you be mad at $60 million for 2 years? There's not a lot of wide receivers can say they make that kind of money. $60 million in 2 years? Man, it's crazy money, but I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to tag him, and they're going to sign him by the deadline. They're going to push that money down the road. The Cowboys are going all in, and they're going to make a serious run this year and next, and the year after that. Yeah, they're going to go all in. All right, let's move on down the road with this discussion here, because I want to show you Dak. I want to show you something about Jerry Jones that's incredible, man. Let me see if I got this right. Let me see if I got this right.
Custom set on Mizuno's.
Let me see if I got it here.
Full custom set on Mizuno's.
All right, I got my links mixed up. Let me see here. Put the same link down. Let me see if I can find it. I want to show you something about Jerry Jones that just impresses me every time I see stuff like this from Jerry Jones. You just don't see a lot of people do this type of stuff. Let me show you this. Let me see if I can get the whole thing here. I'm going to see if I can find the video and maybe get that to y'all tomorrow. But let me show you why I absolutely love Jerry Jones. Have y'all seen this? Jerry Jones extended Quinnen Williams. Jerry Jones went to Quinnen Williams' crib. I'm sorry, man. Boy, people can't tell me nothing about Jerry. Boy, they can't tell me nothing about Jerry Jones, man. He went to this man's crib and spent time with this man's family. What? Boy, Jerry, hey, man, tell me what you want to about Jerry. Here it is. Yeah, this is it. I don't want to get the copyright on the music. But hold on, this is Jerry. Jerry went to the crib, man. Look at Jerry. Jerry went to the crib. Jerry said, whether you invite me or not, I'm coming to the barbecue. Look at Jerry. What? Man, you can't help but love Jerry Jones. Man, Posey, you ain't lying, boy. Shotty kissing the babies, everything, man. What up, Blakey? Blaine, hey, man, Jerry loves his players. Came to his crib and got that joint signed. What? Jerry said, forget the office. I'm going to the crib and get that joint signed. Boy, that man Jerry Jones is different. Jerry went to the crib, man. Let me see here. I'm gonna see. I'll have to erase the music later. Let me see. I want to hear what they saying. Hold on. I didn't listen to what they say. Let's check out what he's saying.
It's really special to have the physical attributes of what Quentin brings to the table, but I don't know that I've seen the combination in this at this position of quality, character, and leadership. We haven't had that.
Yeah. Boy, tell you what you want to about Jerry Jones, man. Man, tell you what you want to about Jerry Jones, bro. Shoot. Boy, that's my owner right there, man. That's my owner. I'm sorry. That's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys right there, bro. I mean, he don't own me. I don't work for him. But that's our owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Man, people can hate on Jerry all they want to. Shoot, Jerry loves his players. I guarantee you Jerry loves his players. And his players love him. And Jerry didn't bring in George Pickens for nothing. I'm telling you he didn't. But, man, I just thought that was this stuff right here, bro. This stuff right here, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't help but love Jerry Jones, bro. I'm sorry. Who does this, man? Ron Mack, who does this, bro? Ron Mack said he ain't never seen nothing like it. Man went to his crib and signed the contract. Lawrence, welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys. Because everybody over here know I love Jerry Jones, bro. I'll tell the truth about Jerry. But Jerry loves his players, bro. Ooh-wee. Boy, Jerry loves his players, man. Golly. Yeah, Catherine, I'm with you. Boy, Jerry loves hard, man. Jerry loves hard. Shoot. Boy, when Jerry wants you, shoot. Michael Parsons crazy. I wouldn't have, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have left this. Frank Lloyd said, Quinn's leadership, yeah, you don't want to F it up. Big QB holding cold reds in that locker room. Yeah. Yes, sir. Another cake and oven, Darren Posey. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I think they're married, so hey, nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Yeah, April Showers promote that star in their own house. Yeah. Shoot, I bet they love Jerry Jones, boy. Bet they love Jerry Jones. Shoot, people say anything they want to say about Jerry, boy. Jerry different, man. That's why this story with Quentin Williams is an incredible story to me. Yeah, there will be bloods. He said, gee, I'm with you on Jerry. He's one of a kind owner. How many owners do that in any sport? He goes above and beyond for his players. If he loved them and they treat him right, and they do right, point blank, shoot. I'm telling you, there will be blood. That's why my wife been trying to get me employed with the Dallas Cowboys. My wife been trying to get me employed. My wife been saying, she said, I wish Jerry Jones could see your podcast. She said, I wish Jerry Jones could see your podcast. She said, you'd be working for Jerry Jones. Derek Rose said, gee, now if you get Jerry to join your show. Man, shoot. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, it'd be an honor and a privilege to have Jerry Jones on the show, boy. I'm telling y'all, man, Jerry one of a kind, bro. Jerry one of a kind. And I truly believe that Jerry is going to try his best to get George Pickens. And even when we listen to Jerry talk on Kay and Adams, Jerry actually said, if you pay attention, Jerry said they were trying to, he alluded to that they were trying to sign George Pickens. And it seems like some nonsense started coming from here, there, and the other, and they said no negotiation. But no, they know where they are with this. They know where they are. Yeah, Blaine said Jerry's a genius. Bought this team for $140 million, turned it into $15 billion. Yeah. Yeah, real estate vet. I'm with you. I'm proud to be a Cowboy from this picture. Man, Jerry different, bro. Jerry is different. So now what we got to do, let's get this translated into wins. It's got to translate on the field. Jerry W. Jones, he in the chat. He said you hired G. Jerry Jones in the chat. He said I'm hired. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. There will be blood, G. All I can say is you would be an excellent commodity because you love Cowboys with all your heart as well as of all of us. But you do that, you would do the ultimate. I do believe that. Oh, man, let me tell you, I still be rocking Cowboys Nation, boy. I still be rocking Let's Talk Cowboys. Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, incredible story. When I saw this, man, I was just like, oh, my gosh. Marcus Mancherio, I'm gonna file what you just said under other news. I'm gonna bring that up in a moment. Me and my wife was talking about this very thing you brought up yesterday. We'll talk about it in a moment. All right, so we've been rocking for about 2.5 hours. So let me, for the sake of time, hey, this means I'm gonna have to do Cowboys After Dark in the next couple of days, I'm sure. Hey, for showers. You said I can take over for Nick Eatman? You said I can take over for Nick Eatman? I thought everybody liked Nick Eatman. Yeah, I thought everybody liked Nick Eatman. Even if you like him, you still say I can take his spot. Okay, okay. I don't want to move him out, you know. I ain't trying to push him out or nothing like that. But all right, we're gonna Man, it's just so much stuff, and then we talk, and in between stuff is so much. So I'm gonna skip over tonight. I'm gonna skip over. I'm gonna come back to Quentin Williams and give us the rest of that story, because I want to make sure that I get these other three in. And it's not the Kenny Clark. I want to come back to that. I want to go to our next. I want to go down the line here. I'm very interested in listening to Phil Maffa. I'm not sure if y'all heard this or not, but Nicole Hutchinson.
Nicole Hutchinson joined by.
She interviewed Phil Maffa. Definitely interested in this conversation. Want to hear what Phil Maffa has. What does he think about, everything that's going on in Dallas, and kind of where does he see himself? Let's skip down here to Phil Maffa, and then we'll come back to some of this other stuff if I have time. Let's go to Phil Maffa real quick. Phil Maffa.
Yes! Here we go!
All right, what's up, y'all? Nicole Hutchinson joined by Phil Maffa, second-year running back for the Dallas Cowboys. And first off, got to start with this. Obviously a couple of weeks into camp, now heading into our first preseason game of the season. Talk about how you feel camp has gone so far for you.
I think it's gone pretty good. I mean, compared to last year, we've grown, especially in the playbook and just being able to play faster. And I feel like that's helped me to just play free, really.
Yeah, what do you feel like the coaches have kind of challenged you with this offseason?
Really just not staying the same, just changing and continuing.
Now, you talking about a big running back? Phil Maffa is a throwback. This is a big running back. Yeah. Phil Maffa is an absolutely beast of a running back.
To grow and get better, and they just want to be able to see that on the film, really.
We heard from head coach Brian Schottenheimer, and he did say the running back number 2 competition is
what up, Joey Timberlake?
You and Jaden Blue. Where do you feel like you stand right now? What do you feel like you've kind of shown to kind of stand out from the rest of the group?
What I think I've shown is just my reliability. I just want to be able to do everything on the field.
Phil said his reliability, huh? Hold on, Phil, now. Well, he said reliability. I guess it's not the same thing as availability, or would that kind of be in the same category? I mean, you were kind of on the shelf for a whole year. I think they put him on the shelf on purpose to make sure he was 100% healthy. I think there is room for both of these running backs. I absolutely do.
Protect the quarterback, run the ball, catch the ball at the backfield.
What's something that you feel like you're looking to prove come this preseason game against Seattle?
I just want to prove that I could be a dominant running back, and I can do whatever the team needs me to do to win.
Okay. When you look at, I guess, the rest of this running back room.
So that tells us something. We're probably going to see a really good dose, and actually even hearing Brian Schottenheimer early. Now it sounds like we kind of know what's going to happen. We're going to get a full dose of Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue. Yeah, we're going to get a full dose of Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue, it looks like, in the preseason. In particular, probably these first 2 games. Sandy says, Clemson Tiger from the Atlanta suburbs. So I've been pulling for Phil for a long time. Good kid. Praying he gets a real shot this year. He's a beast. He's a beast of a running back. Katharina Kiss said, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
Who's a guy that you kind of lean on to help you? Is it Javonte Williams? And what's that relationship like between you guys?
Yeah, I'll say Javonte, Hunter, them being seasoned vets, and also Malik, an older guy there. Just talking to them about how they take care of their bodies, and also just looking to them to see how they work as a pro, and all that just rubs off on me.
What's something that you feel is kind of overlooked for your game? Do you feel like it's speed? Because I've seen where if they allow you space, you can turn on the Jets at any moment. Do you feel like speed is kind of like an overlooked part of your game?
Yeah, I definitely do. People do overlook that, especially me being a bigger guy. But
yeah, he got some speed. He does. He's a handful. I mean, if you see him coming, man, might as well start praying. He's probably going to knock you down. If you're a smaller running back, he's going to knock you down, man.
Just feel like that's my advantage too, because I work on speed. I want to be able to make explosive plays, so I would feel like that's definitely something.
Is there something else that you feel is kind of an overlooked part of your game? Anything else?
I'll really say my hands, also being a big guy, I feel like I have great hands. I worked on that, take pride in that, so.
How long has it taken you to kind of develop that part of your game? Because in this offense, you got to be able to be a good pass catcher as well.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jeremy Betts. I think they put him on the shelf on purpose. I do. I think they put him on the shelf on purpose. And that's why I say Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue, they are a part of the plan together. Together. If anything, Phil Maffa, while I see him maybe being a combination of the two, he's the backup to me to Javonte Williams. I think Javonte Williams is going to have his own little stuff. I do. I think he's going to have his own little thing. They're just two entirely different type of running backs. And I remember when we first drafted them, I was calling them Thunder and Lightning. I think they're both going to be. I think you use both of them. You don't use just one. You use both of them. Yeah, Jeremy Betts. Yeah, big man, he can move for sure. Big man can move, got speed. There'll be blood. Phil Maffa and Travis Hunter were just two of many players that was rivals against my sons. Oh, really? How was Phil Maffa in high school? Hey, Prashad, you got to work. You're going to listen in. Yeah, hey, we're going to definitely do the pregame and the postgame. We'll see what happens if I do the game. You from the Project Duncan. I see you. I see you, Joey.
Help pass block. Where do you feel like you've grown in those two areas?
Really my progressions, being able to see who I have and just be able to pick that up way faster, not having dirty eyes in the backfield, and also just repping it, you know, spending time in the summer, getting reps, catching footballs, and just making that my mindset.
Do you have any goals by the end of training camp?
End of training camp, my real only goal is just to, when my teammates and coaches look at me, I just want them to see someone that's really dominant.
Yeah. Phil Maffa. Absolutely, Phil Maffa. Brandy said RB2, who will get the job? You know, I don't really know if it matters in the grand scheme of things, Brandy. Because I think Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue are both going to be used. I believe both of them are going to be used in various ways. So we're going to see who they officially name the running back to. But I really do think they like Phil. I think they like Jaden Blue's size. Excuse me. But Phil Maffa, I mean, they like Jaden Blue's speed, quickness. But I think they like Phil Maffa's size and power. Use both of them. Why would you not? Just use both of them. Bottom line. I think they're going to use both of them. Yeah, Quinn, I agree with you. Yeah, he looks like he's pretty versatile. Ron Max said, I played basketball on the courts. You're talking about in the place where Joey is, yeah. Yeah, Brandy, yeah, I think they should use both of them, don't you? I think they should use both of them. Why does it have to be either or? And I think that's where they're going to be too. All right, so I want to skip down here to, this is actually going to be combined. These are going to be our last two segments for today.
Yes! Here we go!
I want to skip down to Krusty's Corners, or Krusty's Corner. Brian Broaddus was over here on 105.3 The Fan. And Brian Broaddus is talking about who should play tomorrow. So I want to hear what he has to say about who should play tomorrow, And then I want to see if we can kind of have that same discussion on who should play tomorrow, or, I don't know, maybe we'll have it within that discussion. But either way, we're going to talk about it a little bit too, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow for the pregame. But I want to go over here to 105.3 The Fan. as Brian Broaddus and those guys are going to talk about who should play tomorrow. And I want to know where you guys are on this. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting conversation they were having.
Who are the
Yeah, let's go over here and talk about who's in and who's out tomorrow. So let's go to this Krusty's Corner segment.
Yes! Here we go!
Brian Broaddus.
Old pal Krusty's gonna teach you 5 new words.
You're not wrong about that.
From Dallas, Texas.
Healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy.
Brian Broaddus is rocking them Tom Fords over there. Darren Posey, you think them Tom Fords that Brian Broaddus rocking?
That game's from Sacramento, right? So that'll be a little bit later. So we'll be on the airwaves at 4 o'clock. Me and Chief. Chief will give it some type of. He'll give it a game title, won't you? Give it a moniker.
Preseason game title.
Yeah, you'll come up with something.
We rocked out last night, Brandon.
Just give them hell and stay healthy.
We rocked out last night, 4 hours. We rocked out. Gerald Jackson said he said, I think they're interchangeable. Me too. It's a great problem. I see you use
Good
both.
tone setter for the season.
That would be hilarious.
Pre-game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock there for your Texas Rangers.
Yeah. So.
Oh man,
we'll
boy,
listen to
your
Rangers.
sons
Get
played
over
with
there.
some
If you
serious
want to listen to us,
competition.
we'll
There will be
start at 4
blood.
o'clock.
Heck yeah.
Came after my sons,
and then,
but
we
also
have
Alvin
post-game.
Kamara
Me and
played
Zach
against my
have the
oldest
post-game
son.
on that.
Golly.
Set your calls and stuff like that.
That's serious.
All right, I'm going to give this thing a crack about who could play and who might not play.
Timmy Terry, Maurice Claiborne was your nephew? Whoa. Yeah, I remember Maurice. Yeah, boy, I remember Maurice Claiborne. Cowboys gave up quite a bit to go get Maurice Claiborne. Gave up quite a bit. Got injured a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Got injured a little bit and finally kind of caught his stride and had a pretty good career, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. Finally, he finally caught his stride and yeah, he got it going.
Let me ask you guys something real quick, if I could. Can I ask you some guys? I was struggling with a few guys.
Baz, where you been?
And
What's going on,
I wanted
man?
you to know. I wanted to ask you guys: should these guys be a part of the game, full game? Should they be just a little bit part of the game? How do you feel about this? Okay, I'll get some guys. I just want to ask you: how do you feel about Ravel playing the whole game, or a good chunk of the game? Or just playing a little bit or not playing at all? Where are you with Ravel?
I mean, I think I'd like to see him play probably the first half.
So you're saying, well, would that be more than limited?
Yeah, that'd be more than limited.
Because I got it kind of broken down in that limited, like a limited would be like 8 to 10 plays.
I would like to see more than that for Revel.
Okay.
And see, can you go a full half of football without drawing a holding or a pass interference?
Sure.
I would like to see that.
How about you, Dawson? Where are you on Ravel? How do you feel like him? Do you need to see like a half of football, or do you need to see him in a limited role? I say the limited role of like 8 to 10 plays.
Oh, I'm with Eric, at least half. And if Seattle wants to put viable wide receivers in the game in the second half, I can give him quality reps. I think experience is worth its weight in gold right now for Revel, because you're trying to get him to a point where he's better than Durant and Bland at some point in the next 3-4 months.
How about Downs? Caleb Downs.
I don't need to see any of that. No.
Is he a completely out, limited? Where are you on him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily need to see him play, but he would be on the limited group for me.
8 to 10.
Go out there for maybe a series or two.
I kind of felt like that he was a limited guy.
Yeah.
I felt like that they would get him out there and at least get his feet wet a little bit. So I kind of put him in that limited group for me, is what I did.
I think the butterflies aren't a factor with this guy. Like, his confidence, his focus is just, it's so incredible. And I don't think he needs experience, because he knows the defenses better than a lot of NFL defensive backs that have been in the league for years now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the payoff is as opposed to the risk with putting Downs out there.
Yeah, I kind of got him in the 8 to 10 range. I like what you said there, Dawes. How about Malachi Lawrence? I was kind of thinking about him. Is that a limited guy to you guys?
No, that wouldn't be a limited guy for me.
Or is that is that a play as much as you can guy?
Yeah, I'm thinking a first half situation for Malachi Lawrence. I want to see him get out there and get some good work. I think he's a guy that needs it coming from UCF. Like, he doesn't have the same type of pedigree as a Caleb Downs. I think he needs to get out there and get some work in.
How about you, Dawson? How about with
Quinn,
Malachi
I got to do my
Lawrence?
homework on it.
Yeah, same type of deal as what I was.
We kind of talked earlier about this. What do y'all think about Caleb Downs playing? We're going to have our discussion about this in just a moment. But what do y'all think about Caleb Downs playing a lot? I don't really know where I am on that. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Let's just a little bit more, and I think we're going to go in and we're going to start having our own discussion on it. Oh, okay, Timmy. Yeah, man, shoot. Yeah, I remember Maurice. Cowboys, boy, they gave up a lot for Maurice. And like I said, he kind of hit his stride there towards, once he kind of got his injuries and everything in line, he had a pretty good career from what my understanding is.
Thinking with Revel is as long as there's decent tackles out there for you to get live reps against, we need to stack up the experience. And I'm throwing caution to the wind as far as preserving him for, from injuries. I'm not worried about that. I think the bigger risk to your operation is his inexperience. So I'm trying to get him as much as possible, because once the regular season starts with Malachi Lawrence, I'm not sure I'm going to have him in there much.
I put him in the minimum is what I did. Limited reps. I put him in that.
You just want to give him 8 to 10 reps?
I do. I just want to. Yeah, I just want to get him kind of. I want to get him acclimated to the game. Is what I want to do. So
Congratulations, Bass. Yeah. So you moved into a new house. Okay, it takes forever to actually move into it. Okay, you was on dad duty, taking on projects around the house and on Crumb Snatcher watch. Yeah, bro. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. It's a great accomplishment, man. You're pretty young, too. That's great, man. Congratulations to you and your family, my brother. Yeah, 4 German Shepherds? Bro, how do you do it? Man, I got a Frenchie. My son got a Frenchie and it gets on my nerves. Dang, dog's too much for me, bro. Dang, dog. And you got 4 German Shepherds? Bro, ain't no way I can handle that. Black cats and the cats, you ain't got to worry. They take care of themselves. But them doggone 4 German Shepherds? Woo-wee. But I bet nobody want to break in your house, though. They don't want to break in your house. They gonna be meatloaf. They break in your crib.
he's been practicing. He worked against the Rams. I'd like to see him have some early success in this game, and then get all of a sudden he's rushing against maybe the backup, whoever the starters are for Seattle. I'd like to see him get the opportunity where he's had maybe 2 or 3 really good rushes. Maybe he gets a couple of pressure. That I did limited reps. I put him in that.
You just want to give him 8 to 10 reps.
I do. I just want
to.
Yeah, I just want to get him I want to get him acclimated to the game.
Being good run blocking wide receivers.
Sure.
And I want to see if I can get Mingo so weaponized that I have packages for him. And the only way to get this thing all coordinated up and make him a viable threat in the pass game is hopefully getting something going with the passing game as well. But without Dak in there, I think Clayton Adams was so hell bent on running the ball against the Rams in that joint practice. Mm-hmm. I think he's got things in mind. And I think finding the role for Mingo that you don't have to depend on Lamb just olaying people and Pickens not paying attention.
And Clayton Adams, this is kind of like something that Clayton Adams is going to have to learn. And not that I know as much football as he does, but I'm sure this is something that this is something that Schotty is going to work with him on. You're not primarily a run team when you have Dak Prescott, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. Because that mentality, you do that with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. You don't do that with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens. You run the ball, but you don't primarily run the ball. I'm really interested to see kind of what he does as he keeps going. But Schotty's, that's not going to be Schotty's style going forward. I'm telling you.
There's
now.
gold to be harvested there.
I put him in the limited, and because I'm interested in seeing
Yellow
Camden
Lab, I see
Brown
you.
play. I'm interested in seeing Holden play. I'm interested in seeing Anthony Smith play. I'm interested in Mims. I think these guys, the guys I all mentioned, I think they're playing for one roster spot.
Yeah, that's a real competition right there.
So I'm kind of thinking like if I feel like that, just what you guys were talking about, if I could keep Mingo, if that's what I want to do with him, that kind of role, the other guys I need to figure out. I need to figure out the other guys. So I'm looking at it this way. I've got 4 and the running backs and the tight ends.
Guys, I want to see which one of these young guys can take what they.
All right, I want to skip over here so we can have our own discussion on this. Let's appreciate these guys over on Krusty's Corner. Appreciate those guys over there. I kind of want to skip over to here and have this discussion on our own. Who should play? I want y'all to help me with who should play. Who should play tomorrow for the Dallas Cowboys? See if we can pull up a screen we can edit. Let's pull up a screen here. See if we can get a screen we can edit on. Who should play tomorrow? So, if we're looking at who should play tomorrow, we can literally mark off everybody right here. We can just mark them off. None of these players. And hold on, let me go to the I want to go to the offense first. Let's see. Let's go to our offense first. I'm pretty sure offensively, I am pretty sure we are marking off all these players right here. We are marking off all those players. These guys are not playing. Offensively, they're not playing. Now, when we think about the wide receiver spot, I'm sure these guys are only playing for one wide receiver spot. So if I'm looking at going down the line wide receiver wise, and I don't know if they can get all these guys in, but I'm going to tell you who I think should play. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can highlight these players. I'm going to show you a player that I think that should absolutely be playing. And his name is Camden Brown. All right, let me see if I can get my pencil to work here. Camden Brown. This dude right here should absolutely be playing. Camden Brown. Let me see here. I'll underline it. I want to see Camden Brown play tomorrow. Camden Brown, these wide receivers better be careful. Camden Brown, we looked at it last night. Camden Brown has worked his way into first team reps. So when I look at these wide receivers, I'm not as much interested in Marquez Valdez-Scantling as I'm interested in Camden Brown. I'm actually more interested in Camden Brown than I am Jonathan Mingo. I'm more interested in Camden Brown. I'm also more interested in Anthony Smith. than I am Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I'm way more interested. Let me see here. We're going to go to the other side of the wide receivers. Trying to see if I saw Trayshawn Holden. I don't see. Let's see. I don't see Trayshawn Holden. I don't know if I did something wrong here. I don't see Trayshawn Holden. I'm interested in seeing Trayshawn Holden also. But I'll tell you this, I'm not as interested in seeing Valdez-Scantling. I'm not even interested in seeing Mingo. Mingo, for me, he's been here too long to even be in any serious competition. If Mingo was in competition, Mingo ain't good enough. But from the wide receivers position, those are the two wide receivers that I'm very, very interested in seeing. I want to see Anthony Smith, Camden Brown. I also want to see Trayshawn Holden. Don't really know where he is on here, but I want to see Trayshawn Holden. I already know we're not going to see Kevontae Turpin. Not going to see Kevontae Turpin. Left tackle. I'm sure we're going to see Marcellus Johnson, but I also want to see Nate Thomas. Nate Thomas needs some work. I'm sure all of these guys you're going to see. Now, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see TJ Bass. I believe the Cowboys kind of consider TJ Bass in that starting realm. Oh, man, thank you. I'm blind. I'm blind, DeMarcus. I am absolutely blind. Yeah. These are the three wide receivers I'm interested in seeing. I want to see these guys get some serious work in. I really do. I want to see these guys get some serious work in. Anthony Smith, Trayshawn Holden, Camden Brown. Those are my three wide receivers. As far as the line goes, we're going to probably have to see some of these guys. Yeah, got to see Drew Shelton. Got to see Drew Shelton. Right guard, I'm sure you're going to see Trevor Keegan. And I'm sure you're going to see all of these guys back here. You're going to see all these players back here. There's no doubt in my mind. Now, tight end wise, I don't know if I need to see Brevin Spanford. I don't really know if I need to see Brevin Spanford. Not this game. I'm not really interested in him. Who I'm interested in getting a full dose of is Michael Trigg. I want to see Michael Trigg. I want to see the Rodgers guy. I want to see Zach Kuntz. Not as interested in seeing Schoonmaker. I've seen enough. I'll be honest with y'all. I've seen enough. I have seen enough of Schoonmaker. But we'll see what the Cowboys do. Very interested in who's going to be the quarterback tomorrow. Because I already know we're going to see Joe Milton. We're going to see a bunch of Joe Milton and Sam Howell. I would imagine they're going to say Joe Milton plays one half. Sam Howell plays the second half. They'll probably flip-flop between who starts out the game. Running back wise, I'll be honest with y'all. Shotty said we're gonna see a bunch of Jaden Blue. I'm very interested in how much. How much will you see of Jaden Blue? I do want to see a lot of Phil Maffa. I want to see a lot of Phil Maffa running the ball. I don't know if you're going to see a bunch of Malik Davis. I think the Cowboys pretty much knows what Malik Davis is. I think he'll be limited. At least I think he is. Abani Conda, Josh Corbin. I think they're going to play. But I think they're going to be more of second half running backs. I think they're going to be the guys you're going to bring in mid, third, and fourth quarter. I don't see these two players starting. I don't see them starting. I think you're going to see them. I don't think you're going to see them starting. The better Jaden Blue and the better Phil Maffa looks, I think the less you're going to see those players. Let me see. Brandy, you said you want to see Wakanda. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but we already know that first line of defense, they're out. And I really think Anthony Smith, Camden Brown, Trayshawn Holden, I think they're playing for that fourth receiver spot. I'm not sold on Scantling. I'm not sold on Scantling and Mingo. I've kind of seen enough, but we'll see how much they let him play. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball. We can already mark off what I've already marked off. We're not going to see these guys. But I do want to see LT Overton. I want to see Overton. I also want to see Jay Toya. Jay Toya needs to show us something, y'all. I want to see Jay Toya. I think Jonathan Bullard. I think we'll see something interchangeable between Jonathan Bullard and Withers. Bullard and Otito Ogbonnia are part of the plan. I'm not sure. You'll probably see some James Houston. I'm going to tell you somebody who really needs to play a lot. And I think it's Maurice Leofau. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think Maurice Leofau needs to play quite a bit in this preseason. He really needs to make his mark on this team. I definitely want to see Jayshawn Barham. I really think you need to see Malachi Lawrence a half at least in all of these games coming up. At least a half. I need to see Malachi Lawrence. I don't know if Devin Moore will be able to play. I'm not sure Jayshawn Barham's going to be able to play either with the groin injury. Marquise Bell, I hate to say this, but I think Marquise Bell needs to play more than P.J. Locke. I think P.J. Locke needs to be limited. Savon Revel Jr. needs to be limited. What do I mean by that? I'd like to see like maybe 15 to 20 plays. Stewart ready? Yeah, he needs to play. This guy here definitely needs to play. All these guys back here, they're going to be playing. Justin Barron, star by his name. He needs to play. And I think he's going to move himself up the depth chart the more opportunities he gets. Let me see. Curtis Robinson, whoever that is. I'm not sure if Sam will play. Not really sure if I want to see a lot. I'm sorry, Kalen Carson. I don't even understand how Kalen Carson is still on the squad. Probably need to see both of these guys. We'll see them. I'm sorry, Troy Bridges. Can't believe he's on the squad. I do want to see Darian Kendrick. I guess we want to see whoever Kelvin Gilliam is. So I think we'll see some of these guys back here. They'll play, I'm sure. Now, I'm going to tell you somebody else I'm very interested in seeing play. Josh Butler. I think Josh Butler needs to play just because he's been injured. Zion Childress, another player, star by his name. The rest of these guys, I mean, they're going to play. But these guys right here that I have stars by. Maurice Leofau, Justin Barron, Josh Butler. I really think they can make a push toward moving themselves in contention for moving up on the depth chart. Justin Barron's looked pretty good, man. 3 interceptions against the Rams. Maurice Leofau, I just think he needs to show what he can do. And Josh Butler. Josh Butler definitely needs to play. Definitely want to see what he got. I would say some people probably want to see Elijah Clark. Wouldn't y'all want to see Elijah Clark? I think there's been some people talking about Elijah Clark, so people need to see him. I want to see Darian Kendrick too. So some of these guys back towards the back part of this, I think you're going to see them more maybe in the second half of these games, because I really think the first half of these games are really what counts the most. I really do. I think the first half is really what counts the most. Sandy's Fan Show said Trigg, Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa on offense. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I just wonder how much they're going to run Jaden Blue. I'm really wondering this. How much will they actually run Jaden Blue? Because Jaden Blue seems like, I really would like to know what category do they have Jaden Blue in. Because again, you know, the way Jaden Blue was talking the other day, you know, he kind of want to get in, do his work, show him that he's ready to go, and then step out the game. So I'm really wondering. But the one who I think needs more work, I think it's Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa needs more work. He missed an entire season. Maffa needs more work. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I think Maffa needs more work. Demetrius Noel, I think Kenneth Murray did so bad, nobody's picked him up. Him nor Donovan Wilson. I don't think anybody's picked him up. That's how bad they were last year. But yeah, I'm definitely putting stars by, and I guess I'll put a star beside Jaden Blue. It would be nice to see Jaden Blue break a couple of runs. But I'm definitely more excited about these guys with the stars. I think they can push people on the depth chart. The rest of these guys, they're going to have to play. The rest of these guys are going to have to play regardless. But I think, again, some of them will be back of the whole preseason thing roster. And, man, I'm telling you, man, I hope Michael Trigg, man, I'm telling you, all eyes for me tomorrow will definitely be on Michael Trigg. Yeah, I'm with you, Frank Lawrence. Trigg going to give us some highlight film plays for real. I'm hoping he does, bro. Absolutely. I'm absolutely hoping he does give us some highlight reels tomorrow. I'm definitely hoping that he does. But that's kind of where I am. And again, I think a Bunny Conda, Josh Corbin, for as much as people think, for whatever reason, these guys are some kind of competition here, I'm not as big in wanting to see them, because I really don't think they're going to – I think they're going to be more of third and fourth quarter running backs, but they could surprise me. But Brian Schottenheimer already said Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, we're going to see a full dose of them in the preseason. So, Bass said the offense was already high-powered. If they can successfully add Maffa and Trigg, my Lord, that's a bully offense. Yeah. Yeah, and Bass, that's why I keep saying Maffa, to me, is Javonte Williams' backup. Jaden Blue is his own thing. Jaden Blue is the change-up back. Phil Maffa is the back when you say hey, we want to give Javonte a little bit of a rest. And we got a guy who can still get down there in the goal line and punch the ball in. Bazzi and I said, I don't know if I'm a Marquise Bell believer. I'm not either. I think he got 1 foot out the door. Yeah, Bell's on the hot seat. Yeah, he got 1 foot out the door for me. I think P.J. Locke's going to be limited. Yeah, I think P.J. Locke is going to be limited. P.J. Locke, I believe, is a part of the plan. P.J. Locke's had a little bit of an injury. I don't think they're going to let P.J. Locke play a whole lot, but we'll see. I think we kind of know I think we already know P.J. Locke can play. So I don't think you're going to see Locke. But again, no hatred on Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but he's a retread, man. He's a retread. Jonathan Mingo he's been here, what? Couple of years? Mingo, man, he couldn't even move up the depth chart last year. I'm not really interested in seeing Mingo. I think he's a good blocking back, whatever the case may be, a blocking wide receiver. But I thought he was going to be more than that. I really did. Yeah, Marco Williams. And again, I think they really probably need to use him in a way. I think they need to use him in a way to where they can utilize what he does. Yeah, Baz said Blue is the demoralizer in the second half when they're gassed out against us. Yeah. Put in somebody with that fresh speed. Yeah. Because you got 2 bruising type of running backs. And I really think that Phil Maffa may have a few more moves than Javonte Williams. I don't think he has as much power as Javonte Williams, even though Phil Maffa is bigger. But I think Phil may have a few more moves than Javonte Williams. At least from what I've seen. I think he may have a few more moves. Demetrius Noel, he said, if the Seahawks adjust in evaluation mode, rather depth, what conclusion would be able to come to it if that's the case? I've been wondering the same thing, Demetrius Noel. I think in the grand scheme of things, let's just kind of think, how would you evaluate? So you already know that even the Seahawks in the same mode as you. You already know you're not showing everything in the preseason. So let's think about what your evaluation would look like. So I'll tell you what my evaluation would look like. I'm evaluating Jaden Blue. I want to see, does he have the plays down? Is he lining up right? What's his feet look like when he's running the ball? Is he holding on to the ball safely where he's not fumbling? What does his vision look like? What's his pad level look like? I mean, that's pretty much all you can evaluate, is some of those fundamental things. They're not playing against starters. So you're really just looking for the fundamentals in the grand scheme of things. Fundamentals. That's what you're looking for. Same thing with the quarterbacks. Command of the huddle. How do they call the play? Are they able to make a couple of adjustments here and there? How do they look on their progressions? Pocket presence, footwork, ball placement. I'm just kind of focusing on a lot of fundamental things. It's the preseason. I mean, what is anybody going to show you? So I think that's what you're looking for in a lot of these guys. You're definitely looking for hustle. Hustle, urgency, aggression, aggressiveness, toughness, you name it. You're looking for all of those things. Because in the grand scheme of things, you can't really see a whole lot. Baz said, I need Drew Shelton to be something. I'm not with still getting burnt by rookies in training camp practice. We can't go for that. Baz, I'm telling you, if the Cowboys left and right tackle aren't good, they need to go outside the team and get them. There is no combination. When you look at this doggone offense, there is no combination. If you're just going to leave everything the same, and what do I mean by leave everything the same? If we're going to keep this, if we're going to stick to our guns like so many people want to do, if we're going to stick to our guns and we're going to keep Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, and Tyler Booker in the same position, my challenge is for us is what combination of, if you're going to leave all things the same, I'm sorry about that. What combination of Guyton, Steele, Thomas, Drew Shelton, and I guess if you want to play around back here with Marcellus Johnson and Shiaz Pete, what combination of left and right tackle is on this team that would be good enough for what the Cowboys are trying to accomplish? That left and right tackle isn't on this team. They would have to go get somebody. Bottom line. They would have to go get somebody. There's no way, if we leave the triangle the same of Booker, Tyler, of BB Smith and Booker, what do you do outside of that? Because nobody seems to want to slide Ty Booker. Nobody seems to want to slide Ty Smith to the left tackle position and maybe move Tyler Guyton to the right tackle position. Because short of doing that, the answer isn't on the team. Honestly, the tackle situation, it's serious. It's not on the team. It's not. You got to go get somebody and we're trying to, and I hope what we're trying to talk ourselves into is actually right. Because I can tell by listening to Jerry, by listening to Brian Schottenheimer, they're literally trying to talk themselves into Tyler Guyton looks ready. They're talking themselves into that. They're seeing things. I'm telling you, Cowboys Nation, they're still seeing things that's worrisome to them. But they're also trying to talk themselves into, but we'll be okay. Because Guyton is better and is getting better and he's got better as the year goes on. And for as much as people say they're worried about Terrence Steele, and I know this is a terrible way of looking at this whole situation, I'm going to tell you why I'm more worried about Tyler Guyton than Terrence Steele. I'm more worried about Tyler Guyton than Terrence Steele. The reason why I'm more worried about Guyton is because Guyton is on the blind side of Dak Prescott. Terrence Steele is on Dak Prescott's, I guess if this is the blind side, then this is the 2020 side. Dak Prescott can easier see what's coming at his right side. He can step up. He knows whether or not to step up or step outside of. He can work more with Terrence Steele than he can Tyler Guyton, because Tyler Guyton is on his blind side. When your left tackle is bad, well, by the time you look up and see that defensive end coming off your left, it's almost too late. It's almost too late by the time you see him. And one thing you cannot do as a quarterback is you cannot be constantly glancing to your left. Not as a right-handed quarterback. The right side of the field, it's kind of automatic because it's, for whatever reason, it's like that. You're a right-handed quarterback, so everything is natural to the right. It's the blind side for a reason. You're turned where you're, facing right. You got to turn all the way around to look to your left. I'm more worried about Guyton than I am Steele. I'm more worried about Guyton. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But that blind side, it's scary. That blind side is scary. You can't take chances on your blind side. You can deal better with the right side. Again, you can deal with it. You can see that pressure as it's unfolding. You can't see that left side as it's unfolding. You might turn into a hammer on that left side. I'm more concerned about Tyler Guyton. I'm absolutely more concerned about Tyler Guyton. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm more concerned about Tyler Guyton than I am Terrence Steele. Bazzy Knight said Javonte's about to have another huge year. I don't think people give him the credit he deserves. He's a huge part of what makes the offense tick. Oh, I think he's going to have a huge year too. Yeah, Quinn, I would like to go. I would like to see them go get Taylor Decker. I want the Cowboys to stop trying to talk themselves into. Stop talking yourself into Guyton's going to be all right. Stop talking yourself into that. Go get the insurance now. Go get it. Go get the insurance before somebody gets hurt in the preseason. Please do it now. Go do it now. Because the moment people start getting hurt, Taylor Decker's he's off the field. He's off the board. He's off the board. I would go get Taylor Decker right now. Right now. Yeah, Brandy said you're right on that about that left tackle situation. Henry said Tyler Guyton only gave up 1 sack last year. What are we talking about? Man, Tyler Guyton gave up multiple hits on Dak Prescott. Let's not forget Henry Williams. Tyler Guyton didn't even stay healthy the whole year last year. Let's not forget. And I think that's very deceptive when we talk about how Tyler Guyton only gave up 1 sack. Are we talking about he only gave up 1 sack because he blocked well? Or are we talking about he only gave up 1 sack? Let's add some context in. Because Dak Prescott is a magician in the pocket. Where Dak Prescott stepped up, stepped back, rolled out, ran away from, made the throw, but took the hit. I think there's something to be said about those things. You don't always have to get sacked for you to be getting pressure. I think it's very deceptive because I'll give you another stat. I wish I would have kept it. We do know who the most hit quarterback is after releasing the football, right? Sacks aren't the stat that you're looking for when it comes to your quarterback and the left tackle only. Yeah, that's not the only stat that you're looking for. And that's why I even said last year that it was very deceptive what was being said about the Cowboys keeping Dak Prescott upright. Now, Dak Prescott got beat to death. There was a stat out there about who was the most hit quarterback. And Dak Prescott was one of those quarterbacks. Most hit quarterback after releasing the ball. Dak Prescott was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember who posted that on their. Let me see here. Dak Prescott, I'm telling y'all, man, if you go back and look at it, man, Dak Prescott takes some pretty good hits after he throws the football. Takes some pretty good hits. And I'll tell you this, and this is how I know that what we're saying is deceptive as it applies to how many sacks Tyler Guyton gave up. The reason why I know this is deceptive is because why would the Cowboys be saying that Tyler Guyton at first was competing with Nate Thomas? Why would they be saying that? I know why they're saying it. Because they're looking at the film. And they know that Dak Prescott was actually taking some serious hits last year. After releasing the football, Dak Prescott was taking some serious hits. So there's a reason why they themselves have been talking about Tyler Guyton. Everybody's been talking about Tyler Guyton. Why? Man, sacks and stats need context. Stats and sacks need context. You can say all day long somebody not getting sacked. Tell me how many times they're getting hit. Tell me how many times are they getting hit. And that's how you really beat a quarterback down. Hitting them, pushing them down, chasing them out of the pocket. So many things. I was trying to find it because actually we already went over that stat about Dak Prescott getting hit. Yeah, we did that. I forgot where it was, but yeah, Dak got hit quite a bit last year, and that's why they're talking about this. Yeah, this is why they're talking about this. This is why they talked about moving Tyler Smith. Because if Guyton is doing that good, why are they talking about moving Tyler Smith? Henry Williams, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of tackles that play worse than Guyton, but if you're going for a Super Bowl, that ain't what you're looking for. I don't want to. I'm not interested in the tackles that play worse than Tyler Guyton. I want Tyler Guyton to be exactly what I drafted him for. He's supposed to be one of the top left tackles in the game. Demetrius said, gee, the numbers on Tyler Guyton is being measured inaccurate. AOC showed a graph that shows a very different picture than what ESPN and these sports analysts been painting. Tyler Guyton, okay. I'm not going by what the analysts are saying. I'm going by what they were saying inside of the Dallas Cowboys camp. Why would Nate Thomas, if Tyler Guyton is playing that good, why would they be saying that he's competing with Nate Thomas? Who says that about a left tackle that's playing great? Who says that? I mean, really, who says that? Why would Nate Thomas be competing with Tyler Guyton? Why would the conversation have been about Tyler Guyton all this time? Very deceptive. I'm telling you. Very deceptive. Injury issues. And the problem is when he misses big sometimes. So in the grand scheme of things, if I'm the Cowboys, and I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is, and I'm not the only one who has been talking like this. I'm not the only one who's been talking like this as it pertains to the Cowboys tackle situation. All eyes are on the Cowboys tackle situation. I think there are quite a few people that are worried. They see the Cowboys tackle situation as a weakness. They absolutely do. Oh, I'm not going to disagree with you on that, Henry Williams. I really want to see Schotty call better plays this year. I really do. Yeah, I want to see him call better plays this year. But again, if Tyler Guyton was playing that good, I promise y'all, nobody would be having conversations about Tyler Guyton. Think about this. They came unsolicited. They came unsolicited almost out of the box talking about, yeah, Tyler Guyton is competing for his job against Nate Thomas. And do y'all remember how much of a joke I said that was? If Guyton and Nate Thomas were competing, boy, we got huge problems. Huge problems. No one asked them to give that information. They volunteered it. And so the other issue is, another reason why I would go get Taylor Decker. So explain to me, what do you do if Tyler Guyton gets hurt? Who's actually been hurt every single season? Tyler Guyton's been hurt every season. What do you do if he gets hurt this year? Now, I don't know if y'all listen to Brian Schottenheimer. He's already talking about an elbow. They're already talking about an elbow. If I were the Cowboys, I'm sorry, I would get me some insurance. And I hope Guyton plays extremely well. I hope he plays extremely well. But I would still get some insurance. I absolutely would. I would get some insurance. Nate Thomas ain't good enough insurance for me. He ain't good enough insurance. I got to get me better insurance than him. In a season where the Cowboys absolutely have a chance to be serious competitors, I want them to have some insurance just in case, because Guyton hasn't been healthy either. He hasn't been healthy. Demetrius Noel, it's more to do with availability than anything else. Yeah. It's his availability. And he's already hurt. There will be blood. That's my issue. He's already hurt. Already hurt. And so, again, this is why I say, some of these things that we say, he only gave up 2 sacks. Why would they be having this conversation? It says there were talks before training camp that the Cowboys were considering moving Smith from left guard to left tackle because of Guyton's struggles. What struggles? Yeah. No, Guyton's been struggling. I'm telling you, he's been struggling. He's been struggling. Dallas decided to stick it out with Guyton and left tackle for what? The time being. Yeah, I'm not worried. I'll be honest with you. I haven't heard anybody outside of the Cowboys talk about Guyton. I've been hearing the Cowboys themselves talk about Tyler Guyton. In particular, Brian Schottenheimer. That's who I've been hearing. And now it seems like they're trying to encourage Guyton and talk themselves into Guyton is going to be better. But I'm telling us, he's already hurt again. He's already hurt again. And my issue is, Henry, I'm not saying he's not going to get better, but how long are you going to keep waiting? How long are you going to keep waiting for Guyton to get better? When we know, if we're all being 100% honest, let's all be 100% honest right now. Tyler Smith, right now, can move to left tackle and be better than Tyler Guyton. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not going to be mad, but tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that Tyler Smith could move to left tackle right now and be better than Tyler Guyton. And before we say, yeah, but he's played longer, do we realize Ty Smith took the place of Tyron Smith in his rookie season and played at a Pro Bowl level as a rookie at left tackle? As a rookie. Moved from left guard to left tackle as a rookie. Held his own. Right now, Tyron Smith could move to left tackle and be better than Tyler Guyton. What is that telling us? What is that telling us? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yeah, Dak, you're right. Dak Elite cry about it. Dak runs for his life. Was running for his life. He was a magician. He was who stepping up, stepping back, running away from the pressure, throwing, going to the ground, getting slaughtered right after he threw the football. If Guyton was doing good, they wouldn't be having these conversations about Guyton. They wouldn't be having these conversations about Guyton. And I'm really starting to be concerned because I'm wondering if they're just talking themselves into this. I would still, because of his past history. Do I believe Guyton can play better? Yes, I do. Would I get insurance for Tyler Guyton? Yes, I would. Because if Tyler Guyton gets hurt, there is no combination on this team other than moving Ty Smith to left tackle and Bass to left guard, and then leaving Terrence Steele at right tackle. There is no answer on this team if Guyton, who's already dealing with an elbow issue, keep it in mind, he's already dealing with an elbow issue. Will it get worse? Will it be nagging, or will it heal? I would still get insurance. I'd still get insurance. I'm sorry, I would. I got to get insurance for Guyton. The Cowboys can't have another season like last year. No more of this. Okay, we got a bad position here, and so now it's going to take us another year. No, you can't waste another year. You can't waste another year. You got to press on and do what you got to do. Yeah, Bass, Booker, B.B. Smith, they're monsters. Ty Smith is an elite level defensive lineman. He's an elite level. He can literally move to left tackle right now and be better than Guyton. And I'll be honest with you. I really think if I would have been the Cowboys, when Ty Smith stepped in for Tyron Smith and played as good as he did at left tackle, I literally would have left Ty Smith at left tackle. I would have went and got me a left guard. I really would have got me a left guard. I would have. I would have got me a left guard. Well, the issue is, a lot of people say Bass can hold his own. They say Bass can hold his own. And I forgot who it was. I think it was Todd Archer. I think Todd Archer was saying the question is, can TJ Bass, and this is the question, can TJ Bass play left guard better than Tyler Guyton can play left tackle? That's the question. But I tell you this, if you told me TJ Bass was going to play left guard and Ty Smith was going to play left tackle, and that I could move Tyler Guyton to right tackle, I'd roll with it. I absolutely would roll with it. I think this has been one of Tyler Guyton's biggest issues. Making the conversion from right tackle to left tackle. Now, a lot of people don't understand this. Everybody can't play left tackle. Everybody cannot play left tackle, man. That's why they make so much money. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't play left tackle. I'm telling you, I would have kept, even in his first year, I would have kept Ty Smith. It would have been public knowledge. As soon as Ty Smith is gone, we're moving Ty Smith to left tackle. We'll get us a left tackle. Oh, there's no doubt about it, Anthony Johnson. Our offensive tackles are the weak spot on the offense. They are. Why do I say they're the weakness? Because our tackles are not even in the same ballpark, if you ask me. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't think they're even in the same ballpark as our guards. They're not in the same ballpark as our guards. We got all-pro level guards. And we got pretty good left tackle and right tackle. They're not all pro level. They absolutely are not all pro level. We're hoping they get there this year. We're hoping that we can get them to Pro Bowl level this year. Because if these tackles take the next step, then the Cowboys offense are going to be unstoppable. They will literally be unstoppable. I'm praying that it works out. But I'm telling y'all, and I don't know, I guess I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It just seemed like they're trying to talk themselves into this Tyler Guyton thing. You come out of the box, you start talking about he's competing with Nate Thomas. You pull back from that with no visual evidence that we saw. It was 3 practices, and you pull back and said, there's some things that Nate Thomas needs to do. Tyler Guyton's got the job. You volunteered this information, not us. And so when I see all of this transpiring, and it seems like we keep hearing the Cowboys talking themselves into this more than we're getting the proof of this. They're talking themselves into it. So we'll see. All I can tell you is if it was me, I would get me some depth at the tackle position. I really would. I would get me some depth. Demetrius Noel said, yeah, unfortunately, every sport has an injury-prone player or players. True. Real Madrid paid Hazard $75 million in 4 seasons. He played 45 games, a possible 240. The Cowboys are treading in historic waters. It's tough. And I'm not talking down on Tyler Guyton. I don't think we realize how much of the success of this team is predicated upon we really need him and Terrence Steele to just really knock it out the park, man. We need them to knock it out of the park. Because the Cowboys are in a phase. I want you to think about where the Cowboys are, and nobody wants to face this, I'm sure. But the Cowboys are in a situation to where they're so good. You do know they're not getting a do-over at left tackle, right? Has anybody thought about this? We're not getting a do-over at left tackle. We don't have the time to go back in the draft and get a left tackle. We can't. We're too far in the process. We're too far in the process. If it takes these linemen 3 years, you don't now have the time to get another lineman and take another 3 years. Even though some of these guys, when you get true left tackles, a lot of these guys come out the box balling. They come out the package. You rip the package off the balling. The Cowboys don't have the opportunity to go back and do this over again. They're too far in the process. They got Pickens playing on a tag. They got some of these great offensive linemen. They got Ty Smith done. They got Booker on a rookie deal, BB rookie deal. But they're balling offensively. Javonte Williams is already signed. They are really peaking right now offensively. Defensively, new defense coordinator, new defense. Look like it's going to be pretty good. You don't have another 3 years to say, okay, do over on Tyler Guyton. If I were the Cowboys, all I'm saying is at this point, bro, go get you some insurance. That's all I'm saying. Go get you some insurance, man. Go get you some insurance. Don't wait on this thing with Tyler Guyton because he's been hurt for 3 seasons. Taylor Decker is out there. Just go get him. That's all. Go get him. Give yourself some depth. Give yourself some depth, man. Go get him. Yeah, Anthony Johnson, Taylor Decker. Left tackle, Detroit Lions. Go get him. 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 Baz said, well, you don't have that luxury with Dak. The contract he has will get determines that time frame. You don't have you don't have to draft and develop. You got to consider trades. Yeah. See, a lot of people are talking about Max Crosby. I'm telling you right now, from the Cowboys, I'm not actually allocating whatever I do. I'm not going to allocate that to nothing. I want to wait and see what they do. Henry Redden said Terrence Steele. Yeah, he run blocks really well. He does. He pass blocks pretty good, Williams. You know what's wrong with him? He can't deal with the guys with the quick feet and the quick hands. That's Terrence Steele's issue. And I think with Guyton, I don't even know with Guyton, it's more of he can't stay on the field is his problem. Guyton can't stay on the field. He just stays injured. And those little nagging injuries, even when he gets back on the field, I think the nagging injuries, they mess with Guyton. Guyton also commits a lot of penalties. Henry, he got to take a step. Guyton's really got to take a step this year, Henry. He's got to take a major step. He really does. And I'm pulling for him because he is so pivotal to the Cowboys' success. I'm pulling for Tyler Guyton. I'm praying and pulling for him. But if I were the Cowboys, it wouldn't stop me from going and get Taylor Decker. I just wouldn't. It wouldn't stop me, man. I would sigh of relief if you wouldn't got Taylor Decker. I really would. I really would, man. I would sigh relief. Shirley says, Cowboys fans, if this happens, major props to you all. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm not. I think this year, I think you're saying will be our year. I think it is too. Yeah, I think it is too. Yeah, Quinn, I'd definitely be trying to talk to Decker and see what it is. I would. Yeah, Anthony Johnson still they both these tackles they be suffering with these penalties, man. They really do. All right, let me look at this and then we're gonna get out of here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not. I guess these are bad numbers, but it says Tyler Guyton 7 total penalties, including multiple false starts and an ineligible down the field. Terrence Steele 6 penalties, continuing a multi-year trend of hovering around 6 to 7 flags per season. So the Cowboys' offensive line, they seem to get a lot of false starts and all kinds of crazy stuff. But man, really got to get that. But again, I'm praying that Guyton will make the step and we won't have to worry about it. I'm praying he makes the step and we don't have to worry about it. Daryl said that is the one thing I can understand why when they okayed right tackle in college, they moved them to left tackle. That's not their natural position. I would do the same thing. It doesn't make sense. I think this is his biggest issue. Moving him from right tackle to left tackle. I think that's been a serious issue for him, and the fact that he can't stay on the field. Those two things have really hampered him. Frank Lawrence said, what the Cowboys management are not seeking or not seeing what we are. Stop making excuses. Guidance soft. He isn't dominating anyone when he's healthy, and he misses time with injury. That's his issue right there. Injuries, man. He can't be dominant. He's injured too much. I mean, that's it. I don't know. You know, is it chronic? No, I don't think it is. But this man is injured a lot. He's absolutely injured a lot, man. I don't know any other way to slice it. Every single year he's been hurt. Just he can't stay on the field. See if I can pull up his injuries here. I mean, you can't keep him on the field. This is the biggest issue with him. We already know he missed time in training camp every single year, including, I think, the rookie year. Played 10 games in 2024. Neck issue. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He missed not 10 games. Sorry, he missed week 10 in 2024, neck injury. He missed week 14, ankle injury. Now, keep in mind, this also means that those injuries linger a week or two in this process. 2025 was brutal for him. We already know he was injured in training camp. This is his third season. He was injured in training camp, both training camps. 2025, out with a concussion. 2025, game 5, concussion. Game 8, glute. Game 13, ankle. Game 14, ankle. Game 15, ankle. Game 16, ankle. Game 17. This is his biggest issue. He can't stay on the field in the offseason nor during the regular season. He just can't stay on the field. And anytime you got injuries, it's gonna hinder your performance. Bottom line, it's gonna hinder your performance. Demetrius Noel says, if ESPN believed that the Eagles are better than the Cowboys, then the front office have to know something about these tackles that we don't. Because I'm not buying the Eagles are better than the Cowboys. Oh, no, they're not. No, I don't think they're better than the Cowboys. Cowboys have one of the better rosters. One of the better rosters. Not the best roster, but one of the better rosters. Yeah, Dak, yeah, they got to make the change. Ron Mack said Decker couldn't come to terms with the Lions. I'd get him for sure. I'd definitely be talking to him. I'd want to hear. I want to hear what he has to say for sure. Baz said he said he's laughing when I said is it chronic. Man is 6'8", over 300 pounds. Yeah, first I gotta say, fly Eagles fly. Secondly, I hope it's a great game versus Dallas this year. Oh yeah. Boy, hey, Thompson, boy, y'all gonna have some issues with I believe with Christian Parker being over here. I think it's gonna be some issues. All right, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm gonna get all the information on the game, and I'll let y'all know kind of what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I know I'm gonna do a post-game show. I know I'll do a pre-game show. I'm not sure I'm gonna do the game. At this point, I'm not sure I'm gonna do the game. But I will let y'all know tomorrow for sure. Yeah, another great day talking Cowboys with you guys. I always appreciate it. Appreciate the super chats. But man, I'm telling y'all, man, I want the Cowboys to keep tweaking this team. They have got to keep tweaking this football team, and I believe they will. And again, you know, so many times we're always thinking about defense and defense and defense. But I do think we got a depth issue at the tackle position on offense. We got a depth issue. Even if Tyler Guyton stays healthy and dominates this year, you still need the depth. You need the just in case. You need to be prepared for anything. And that's the one place where I don't know if we're prepared. I really don't know if we're prepared there. I don't. And so we need to get prepared in that situation. And it's better to have it and not use it than to need it and not have it, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I am with this thing on the Cowboys. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. So y'all tell me what y'all think on this, man. Proud coach must have went back and looked at something we talked about yesterday. Nobody wants Blue to fail, but if you can't protect that when it counts, then what will the argument be? I don't think you need to use him in those type of situations. Don't use him like that. Proud Coast, we cannot use Jaden Blue the way we use Javonte Williams. It doesn't even make logical sense. They're not the same type of running backs. Jaden Blue is an entirely different type of animal. Change of pace, running back. He's different. That's not what you're using him for. You're not using him to block in the backfield. You're using him out of the backfield. Quick pitches, screens, coming out in motion, going in the slot. That's what you use Jaden Blue for. Misdirection plays, you name it. You're not putting him in there to block for Dak Prescott. It's not what you're doing. That's what you got a Javonte Williams for. That's even what you got Phil Maffa for. Phil Maffa is more of a Javonte Williams backup. Jaden Blue is his own thing. And you can't use him in ways that he's not made for, because that's not what you got him for. I'm sure if you watched him at Texas, you didn't think Javonte Williams. I mean, anybody saw Jaden Blue in Texas didn't say, wow, man, he'd be a great Javonte Williams backup, as in he's the same type of running back. I mean, everybody said that. Phil Maffa is the Javonte Williams guy, the backup guy, that if Javonte Williams goes down, Phil Maffa comes in, replaces him. Jaden Blue continues to do what he was doing. Change of pace, running back, in space, playmaker, uses speed, and destroy teams. Man, I wish I would be using Jaden Blue as a blocker. Man, no. That's bad game plan. Bad game plan, bad scheme. No, we're not doing that with Jaden Blue. He's not that type of running back, and we all should know that. And that's the thing that I even say about Schotty. And don't try to use Jaden Blue like he Javonte Williams, and then when he can't beat Javonte Williams, then you start criticizing him for it. Well, of course, he's not that type of running back, man. He's not. Of course, hey, 411 Shirley, you always welcome. Appreciate you. You're a great addition to the chat. Best chat on YouTube. All right, Cowboys fans, I'll see y'all tomorrow if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, DC4L. Let's talk. God bless. Let's talk Cowboys. We talk facts. Peace.